Boop. The button has been pushed. Say hi. Say hi.
What's up?
Hi.
Welcome back to /mlptg, the Bannermanes specifically. I am your dungeon master, Dungeon on this evening, here with our cast of characters. Today playing Tangent, Moonplanter, Night Poutine, delicious Night Poutine, Dayspring Temper, and of course Chernobyl. Say hi, you guys. It's you.
Oh, I'm Tangent.
I'm boycotting. I'm not gonna say hi. Fuck the chat. Chat is
I
the
don't have a
worst
voice
chat.
for Dayspring yet, but I'm Dayspring.
That being said, since we're beginning, I suppose we have a last time on the Bannermanes, written out by our one of our dear players here. So if you want to pull that up, you can certainly go through that, read it, and refresh everybody on what happened last time.
Our brave party ventured forth, and while we lost one member of the Bannermanes to personal issues, we gained another one. Two, actually. The mysterious Moonplanter Bat Pony, who worships Luna and plants seeds in her name, and has a way with a cooking pot, joined our endeavors. The other member has a magical trumpet and simply goes by Duke. I gathered some grapes, pies, and bottles of wine before leaving. As we traveled past Millstone, all wasn't quiet because of a certain trumpeter. The traps failed, and 3 lions attacked us. Duke proved his worth with his horn as he caused one to flee in terror, and the rest were taken down by the party in stunning fashion. At this point, we were just glad not to die. We cracked open the wine to celebrate. We made it to Trappersville, safe and sound, and slept. Next morning, we all ordered breakfast, and Moonplanter got poorly made waffles, and the cook got offended. Needless to say, we did not stick around. Then we went to go sell our lion pelts for 60 gold. The tanner at first balked and said he would need a magic trick at that price, and Duke impressed him with invisibility and trickery. We then left the town, found a changeling cleric who took umbrage to Chernobyl and copied her, and at night we received a secret letter from a goblin for the Ringed One, or Dayspring. The party has decided to put off the Aether Stone to go follow up on this letter and a party and fireworks. After all, it's our duty as Bannermanes to investigate anything strange with these goblins. We can only hope it's not a trap.
Fantastic. That was a really good recap.
Here's hoping.
And just to refresh what that letter had specifically said that was given, I will go ahead and read this as it likely would come across in the mental headspace of the person reading the letter. Yes. This is not for the Ringed. This is for the Ringed One. The Ringed One is invited to join the revolution. The revolution coming with fireworks in Bleakburn, yes! Oh, the Ringed One needs to know where we are. The Ringed One should know we are near Alberton, yes? Yes, near the traitor, yes. The traitor who you rescued, so we won't kill her, yes. Yes, the Fattenate tribe needs the Ringed One. Yes, bring many fireworks. And hence, trip toward Alberton, to where I asked the party if you'd like to go there just straight up, stop by Westray and make the travel in, or just start from Alberton directly.
I'd say we just go straight.
Yeah, let's just go directly there, and on the way, I'm gonna see if I can pick up additional fireworks. Wait, and my character should probably be introduced to the party in a short scene.
Well, as you stroll into Alberton, you do notice you get your standard greeting from the outposter who's up top, having greeting everybody specifically. And actually, I can move you guys to that map. If I'm not mistaken, Camp Alberton. That's the one. All right, give this some time here. Yeah. Hopefully.
This is really soothing music.
What was that?
Really soothing music. Is that... Or did you mean her? I don't know. Whatever.
It says field names cannot contain A.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get it.
What, like the letter A?
Yeah.
Period.
Just like... just literally they're boycotting the letter A?
Alright, let's
Okay. My game is still paused. Is that supposed to be paused?
Yeah.
I can't see anything actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead and refresh. I just had to refresh the browser. I might have to refresh just a couple times because Foundry updated things, but I figured out how to
And
do
they
that.
fucked
Too
it
bad
all up.
I figured out how to do
God,
that.
this really is RTX
You
on.
know,
Yeah.
I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Okay.
She has to go
Wait.
find a tree and fresh leaves.
Let's see here.
Wait, it's still not showing any. What the fuck is going on? Okay.
And this one, last adventure. So currently we have on the map here. I'm just making sure I got everybody's tokens here.
Okay, now I can see.
Yes.
I
All right.
still can't. I'm gonna try in a different browser real quick.
And I got my new icon. Check them out.
Yeah.
Chrome was working before.
This new icon here. The team still does not have one. Actually, I could just
I'm back.
oh, there we go. Hi.
Also, you got the Cryptix icon added in, right?
Yes.
Posted it earlier.
I had indeed. As you
Oh.
guys kind of stroll
There we
up
go.
to the wonderful gates of the city, you are greeted by the unicorn above, who had greeted you before, giving you a polite nod as he now knows you're part of the Bannermanes. And strolling along into camp, there seems to be a couple others as well. Some others milling about, zebras, some stallions, and even a sun cat that has a strikingly orange appearance. Tangent, would you go ahead and describe your character?
My character is just in appearance, or
Yeah, describe your character.
okay. I worship the Sun King, and I do that through sacred geometry. And my character's a bit of a pyromaniac, and they're imperious and kind of look down on ponycon.
You should do it in first person.
More visually. These guys are strolling into camp. They're not gonna know anything about your backstory and abilities. Like.
Yeah.
But they're wearing light cream robes, and they're a bright orange cat, about pony-sized. And they've got a short spear wielded in one paw.
There you go.
How many days did we travel to get here?
So to get here, you traveled 12 days. It is the 31st of first book on the calendar. Yes, the Astalonian calendar.
How much health do we regain per day?
You
You
gained.
should be at max health, right?
You'll be at max given the fact that you had a cleric for one day to go search for Aetherstone, got the note, then said, fuck you, cleric, and left her back in Traversville. And so she just healed you and said, be on your way then, I guess.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. We could
And
have
also
had
Dayspring can just heal you guys, like...
the whole time.
That too, like...
Should have just had her come with us.
Alright, so it looks like Dayspring and Moonplanter had started coming in. Poutine and Cher Noble. I gotta hang on, let me re-add in your token here so it updates your name. Token name. There you go. Cher Noble. Are still outside the gate there.
Can we move?
Yeah, is the game's not paused.
I can't move.
Dayspring
probably
looks over
can,
to the Sun Cat and waves. Hello.
Wait, how do I...
Are you guys able to scroll the field of view down?
Yes.
You are? Hold on, let me refresh.
Yep.
It does play a lot better in a different browser, it seems. I'm using Opera now.
Firefox has worked for me.
I don't remember my login.
Yeah, I'm not a furry, so I'm not gonna use that.
Yeah, I don't remember my login.
It should be in your DM.
Yeah.
I'll have to scroll way back.
Just look up
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
you can
it's
go to
not
your
letting
saved
me-
passwords in
It's not
Chrome.
letting me like move or scroll down.
I just pushed F5.
This still takes an enormous amount of GPU. Can I turn RTX mode off?
I don't know actually if you guys can do that locally. Figured you might be able to. There you go. And I also
First time I would have had to
It's still
change
at
browser for
64
Foundry
GPU.
without a reason.
that's a really bright fire, isn't it? Right.
It's taking out RAM.
Configure setting. No, it's not even eating. Well, I mean, it is. Yeah, it's like a gig. It's not like Let's change the frame rate to 30 max, maybe.
But regardless, you are met with another Bannermanes. He seems to be kind of showing off a spear, by the sounds of it, kind of turning it left and right, getting some impressed looks from some of the others as they mill about doing their business. Others who don't seem to have the Bannermanes logos upon their chests, but this one seems to have it at least on their armor. Probably one of the newer ones coming into Bleakburn, it seems.
Okay.
Well, Dayspring definitely made a point to say hello to the Sun Cat, who seems to be fairly new.
And Cher completely ignores it, knowing by its protagonist-looking style, completely out of place, that it will most likely annoy us and try to join us, and we do not need any more non-ponies.
I'm trying
Yeah.
in Chrome, but it won't let me enter in my player BCS. It's like grayed out. Why's that?
You're already logged in another window somewhere.
Oh, I'm already logged on. Okay.
Sure,
Yep.
Noble. I have a question about race relations.
Uh-huh.
If the purebred ponies, the land ponies, if they are the superior species, then what is the role of all the other species in the world?
To stay out of Ponyland. Yes.
Right, but some of us were born here. We own property here. Our families were raised here. You know, isn't this just as much of a land as ours?
Alverton is still off screen for me, and I can't.
Well,
look
if you
up
quack
now.
like a duck, act like a duck, and then you're still not a duck if you're not a duck, so no. All non-ponies, be they hippogriff, stone pony, clockwork pony, will be systematically relocated in a non-violent way out of Ponyland.
Working.
Okay, and say your aspirations come true. Can we expect adequate compensation for our property? I didn't think so. That's going to be quite expensive for you.
Can you
Yes.
rotate the character token again?
You click it, you hold shift, and you can just use your mouse wheel. That's the easiest way.
Oh, there you go.
You see, dude, this is why I don't like eminent domain. The government never pays you enough for your property.
It is our property, meaning pony property.
I am a pony, and I paid for my property.
You are a half pony. Yeah, and 0 times 1 is still always 0.
Meow, and you are prey. You talk a lot for something that's so tasty.
Sharon is not interested in bestiality.
That's epic.
All right, so I guess we're resting here tonight, and we're continuing on to the firework display, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least the.
DM, are they
Well,
selling
the-
fireworks here in Alverton?
If
Yeah, we could
you
do
start
it.
asking around if they have any fireworks here, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you start asking around, and the only response that you'd get would likely be from the actual watchguard up here, who casually mentions to you that while yes, occasionally fireworks will go through here, they're mainly only stored for the night or in a tent as people sleep for the night before heading off to the capital. Though he does mention that they have been having problems with travelers with fireworks going to the capital, and are trying to figure out why.
You don't know about the festivities?
And he blinks. That's not what I said.
Huh.
I said we didn't know why they keep getting accosted.
Oh, custom.
Moonplanter will approach him and say, listen, there's an easy solution to this firework problem. Sell all of your fireworks to us, and we will take them to the capital city so you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Blinks. I am not a trader. I am just a watchman.
Okay, well, who owns the fireworks?
The people who buy them.
Okay.
Tangent says, I don't
And
think
yes,
there's any.
we wish to buy them, so
Uh,
we
Tangent says,
therefore
I don't
own
think
them.
there's anyone selling them here.
Moonplanter is going to do a knowledge local, and he's going to yell out, "Which one of you sells fireworks?" 15. I can make that private if you need me to.
In the future, yes, but that's fine. You call out, and a couple of people kind of poke out their heads, though nobody really like raises a hand. Most of these people seem to be just or hoof. Nobody seems to necessarily be aware of, or I guess coming up to answer you to that question. They just kind of blink. Doesn't seem like there's anybody here. I will point out that those who have been in Camp Alberton before, what is noticed is that that little goblin that was rescued here does not seem to be here anymore.
Gone? Oh, my
Where'd the
character
goblin
doesn't
go?
Have... Yeah, my character
Dayspring would
doesn't have
ask.
knowledge of that, though.
Who are you asking?
Okay, alrighty. Since I'm up here.
And he looks down, kind of adjusts his glasses slightly. Yeah, he does have glasses. And he thinks a moment. Well, and he looks more toward the fire. They were really entertaining, but I think they wanted to go see their camp, tribe. Something about a door.
To go see the what?
Their camp or tribe or whatever you want to call it. He kind of
okay.
like wiggles.
Oh, by the way, maybe raise your voice. You're 200% and you're still quiet.
My bad. I'll be louder.
I'm turning down the playlist so I can hear you.
I'm just playing in character, guys. He's an introvert. Shut up. Shut up!
Walks up to Dayspring and asks, "Wait, what did you call him?"
What?
The little goblin guy. You told me about him a few days ago.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we ever got his name.
What do you
Well,
look
Or asked.
They're now a
Oh.
character, so we should
It's
just call
named
them Goblin.
Grot, but
They-
I can't say that in character.
They wouldn't shut up about it. They kept calling themselves Grot.
Grot?
Grot.
Grot.
Well, yes. I mean,
So
that
they're Grot the Goblin.
Grot the Goblin. That's well, they call themselves Gobos, but yes, Goblin. And he kind
What
of
did Grot-
Okay, Grot the Gobbo, to be fair to them.
Sheriff can't help but feel that name is uncreative.
yeah, you know. Grot was pretty funny and very, very green. And he nods. She wouldn't stop talking about that either.
What did Grot look like?
And he kind of like smiles a little bit. Oh, Grot is very green indeed. And he kind of starts like spinning a little bit, you know, something like that. And I guess that's as good as a description as you'll get. And he smiles. I mean, they all look the same, don't they?
They do, in fact,
Yeah.
all look the same.
They're all green.
Sarah
this is true.
agrees with the sentiment. Finally, some pony of knowledge.
For reference, look in TTRPG voice chat, just because I have that on hoof in there. That is what she looks like. I'll get a visual up in here as well. I just need to save this.
Oh, they
image.
do
Yeah.
say green isn't
She
a very
looks like
creative
someone
color.
who is perpetually late.
Did Whiskey Mask make this?
No.
And I'm pretty
I think
sure
Rot.
Rot made it.
Oh,
uh,
Is this the same Grot that handed the letter over to me?
no.
No, but it looks very, very, very similar. Like
See,
they.
now who's the racist? Mainly, wow.
The personalities from what the guard described are very different, so I don't think it's the same one. But they do look very similar. It's hard to tell them apart.
Yeah.
And let me create a new journal entry here. And actually, I could just import a little image. I can't actually import an image. I don't know how to do images on notes, but I did send it in the thing. I'll have to look that up later.
Well, I suppose we could try to look for them by their door if they rebuilt that.
Oh,
What, who, Grot? Something tells. I don't know if I can do that. I've been failing so tight.
You did so well
they
last week.
tell-
Every time you hear me, just imagine a thick female Russian accent. And try to contain yourself. I know it's very interactive, but
Drink some vodka and get into character. This is important.
Yeah.
something tells me we
getting
will not
worse.
find Grat by any door
I'm getting
anywhere.
worse performance in Chrome than I would Firefox.
Well, we might not find Grot, but we might find just the other goblins. After all, they did come out the last time we were around there.
Well, the traps came out as we had certain idiots walk right through them and set them all off.
How
Hi.
long ago
Fire.
did Grut leave?
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, hey, there he is.
Out of character, just so you understand, Grat is rat. Right.
yeah, I know.
From the server for the other guy.
I didn't
So
know that.
Oh,
we're not gonna find, or a lot of the info's not gonna lead anywhere because she's supposed to actually be here.
I don't know. That's for me to know and you to find out.
Are you gonna play her character?
That's for
Yeah,
me to know and you to find out.
The DM can totally NPC a PC.
I feel like he's not going
How long ago did Grut leave?
And he kind of thinks a little bit. Ooh, there are a few. About 4 or 5 days ago, perhaps. Might have took off into the forest.
Are we gonna? Alright, guys. Are we gonna follow?
I suppose
our
we could
lead?
try and track them.
to. We're not. There is no point in tracking some random goblin through a random forest.
That's a gobbo.
But if we're going in the same direction, we could go through the forest.
Or we could stick on the path that we've already painfully trekked so that we get there faster to our original destination.
But think of the adventurer.
Our
We're already
destination's gonna
on an
wind up
adventure.
taking us off the
That's-
path regardless,
No.
so might as well start early.
Uh,
How often do goblins use worn paths? Don't they usually keep to themselves?
I think our destination
Yep.
has fast
Well,
travel paths all the way up to Bleakburn.
give
so
me
I'm
a-
not sure why.
Give me a knowledge, local, I'd say. That'd be a local row. Community.
would
and-
it be for the
That was-
general behavior of goblins?
I mean, in fair, Noonplanter, you're fairly confident that the behavior of gobos is to find the largest settlements and just heckle them. So no, they don't typically, as far as you're aware, gather in the forest and keep to themselves.
You know what? I think Cher is absolutely right. The goblins are going to be grouped up together inside large cities, and they're going to be heckling them. They are little mischief makers, so we should probably just stick to the main path. That makes sense to me.
Alright, let's get going then.
Well,
We just
we'll
got
still
here.
definitely
Need
want to
help.
investigate the door. Maybe wait there for a little bit and see if any of them
What
come
happened
out.
to the door?
The
Oh,
door
that-
is where we encountered them last.
Oh yeah. my character
the
doesn't
the
acknowledge
start
that.
of their house. Oh, I mean,
I guess it
Sarah
might be a
noticed
house
the
now. It's been
weird
gone for a
tiger
while.
thing standing awfully close to us. Is there a reason this striped one is so close to us, as if they're part of us?
Well,
Is-
I am one of the Bannermanes.
Oh, you're part of
yeah,
the
if you
fraternity.
are, what's their
Their catchphrase.
Um,
Uh,
Just like thoughts.
the
Another
the unicorn like leans down just a little bit because it seems like he might be a little fresh, and just kind of like does the salute a little bit, as if like encouraging you, or like
four.
for?
Glory and honor.
close enough.
Yeah.
And he gives a shrug. Though if you're going to go back to Bleakburn, you might want to have that one memorized. And he looks that way, says,
Oh wait,
Eh.
I got it. It's for timeless glory.
that's the one.
There you go.
And
I guess you can.
yeah, he smiles, his attention briefly brought away by the sudden coming from the fireplace.
The honking.
Yeah.
And that's without
Are
his
they
fire.
are they cooking clowns in the fireplace, or?
What are you
One can hope.
What are you doing over there, hello? Or night poutine?
I'm kicking sand off the fire to put it out because it's killing my ram.
You kick sand onto the fire and save your ram. There you go.
Yeah.
Why-
For a
why
fourth
did
wall
you-
break.
Why did you put out a perfectly good fire? We could have cooked something on it.
Do it.
No, is it just gonna be an actual clown horn? I understand that this party. Sharon understands that this party is not just full of clowns, but the entire circus. To do the clown honking, it's a bit of a yes.
It turns out lions are just absolutely petrified of clown horns. That's why we were.
Well,
Victorian.
I've got the ring for the lion, so.
Are you guys also a light source?
Anybody there have a chair?
I don't need a light.
Here
source, I
comes
can
the
go
rigged
ahead.
one with the chair! With the chair!
Right.
What time
So
of day?
Are we gonna start traveling or not?
Yeah,
I
what
think
time
we have to sleep here, isn't it? Nighttime.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that yeah, you guys got here on like the night of the 31st. So
Yeah, we'll sleep here
Well,
and
isn't it
we can get a-
first? Because it was the 31st yesterday.
no, it's the 31st when you got here, which means that this is the second.
He's
Second.
making a calendar joke. And no, it was the 30th yesterday.
Oh,
It's the 31st. It's the first now.
Yes.
You said it was the 31st yesterday when we didn't actually fully play.
Okay,
Too
arguing
late,
with
I forgot
species
to
is
buy rations.
oh,
Both
you're.
of those times are the same. There
No,
wasn't
no,
like a day.
I was very
we just
confused.
we just have wait, what's pool guy? Pool guy, what's your character's name again?
Moon Planter.
Moon Planter. We just had Moon Planter do all our hunting to pull its weight,
Yeah.
so we didn't need to use
Do
our
we have
rations.
something to eat tonight?
Yes, because I've been collecting fresh food every night, every time we lie down to sleep, and we eat it before it spoils, so I have plenty of food.
There we go.
Wonder how-
What
So,
are we eating tonight?
well, apparently we are eating fresh berries and uncooked skin meat or squirrel meat because the fire is put out. So I hope everyone likes gamey meat.
Everybody around in the tents are looking at you guys.
Tangent says, "Stand back, I've got this," and she casts spark on the fire to light it up again.
I ain't gonna have to do it back. No, wait a minute. I casting cause fear.
He's gonna cast cause fear.
What?
On who?
On the person who put on back the fire.
No.
I'm pretty sure
Don't
the
do
fire
that.
won't light
Uh,
anyway, since it's
Ta-
covered in sand.
Tangent does that thing where she just flicks her paws a little bit, and a little magical spark goes in, and it goes. The honk goes out, honk, 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 and it's a very scary honk that I need Tangent to give me her will save for.
Alright, give me just a moment here. I'm making a thing called
If you
RPG log.
if you click on your character and push that will
Uh-huh.
save DC button in the chat, it'll just roll that. Very simple.
Alright.
Double click and then go to defenses.
No, you don't even need to do that. You just need to go to the
Oh.
chat log and there's a will save DC button. You just click that.
Oh, in the chat log. Blind GM roll?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
when
neat.
it's a save, it doesn't need to be blind. Because everybody knows if
Make
you
it
failed or not.
public, let's see.
And it looks
It's 19.
and it looks like your will is strong, stronger than the most fearsome of dudes as he casts cause fear. A little bit of that magic wrapping around and then just kind of fading away.
All right, Moon Planter is going to roll his eyes, and he's going to take some of these larger sticks and set them up in a row, and then he's going to spread the squirrel meat out on top of them so they start cooking. And I know Moon Planter, Tangent, maybe Poutine are either carnivores or omnivores. Does anyone else eat meat, or are we all herbivores?
Most people
I
are.
have no qualms with eating the flesh of the lesser beings.
All right, then Moon Planter is going to grill some squirrel meat, and he's going to mash up some berries and leaves, and he's going to turn that into like a barley kind of paste. So he can put that in the pot, and we'll have squirrel meat and veggie bread. It's going to be great.
This is so hard to control. Mainly fixed foundry.
Computer.
I mean, like, can a killer switch their level 0 or Aura Sense for
Oh,
other ones?
Oh
What?
no, Share's in the fire. Share's on fire.
What was that?
Oh, can clerics swap out their level 0 spells on sleeping like a wizard?
Are you a prepared caster?
I think so. There's an exception that I can switch out any prepared spell for cure light wounds.
Yes, the answer is yes, you are a prepared caster. You spend your hour praying to your gods every morning and can switch out your spell for the day.
I forgot how to rotate, so.
So it's important for me to wake up early.
A little bit, an hour earlier. I mean, kind of depending on how you are specifically going about your worship, yes, usually per what I believe your god, your choice of god is, earlier is good for you.
Yeah. Typically, it seems like we just kind of automatically do it unless there's some sort of event, because my stuff takes technically an hour to prepare all my my 6 spells.
I will not force the fluff of every single ritual every single morning unless it is requested.
Yeah.
I requested.
No.
You don't get to request anything. All you see is dude.
You're a known spellcaster. You don't get to
You're a
request it.
honkler. You're a literal honkler.
He's required now to play an amazing concert of Dutes, or else he loses all of his spells for the day.
Yep, right now, do it. Let's hear it.
Yep. You got 10 seconds.
Yeah. That's not.
That is a clown horn. That is not a normal horn.
What note does a clown horn play?
I do it.
It plays F for failure. That's what it plays.
That would be funny if that's actually true.
The clown horn can play any range of notes depending on how big the horn is, which is where the sound comes from.
Well, how big is the sound clip that you have?
It's a D. E F.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, GM. I rolled to cook some squirrel meat and some veggie bread. How did it turn out?
It turned out fairly decent, though you are drawing fairly strange looks from everybody else who is like not eating squirrel meat and randomly hunted things out in the forest. They kind of have little rations with them, and you're in a camp with decent food. So like they're just kind of like wondering why on earth you're using weird blueberries with your squirrels and things like.
Well, it's because this is what the forest gave me, so it is what we are going to digest. But I tell you what,
Spring
if you
is
have
nibbling on a ration.
You hear a couple whispered like, "Ugh, druids," like from the sides, is kind of roll their eyes.
Moonplanter won't take offense to that. He likes the druids. All right, so yeah, everybody gets some bread. Tangent, Poutine, Share, and Moonplanter will share some of the squirrel meat. Although it's spread pretty thin between the 4 of us, so everybody just gets a taste.
There you go. Everybody kind of gets a taste.
It says, tomorrow I shall aid you in your hunt so you can find bigger prey, such as a rabbit.
Rabbits are kind of thin and gamey, except around the haunches, but they have some decent meat on them.
Maybe we'll find a duck or a goose.
No,
I could assure
ducks
you that
are-
you'll probably not find one of those things.
Ducks are actually quite succulent.
Definitely
I
find a
enjoy it.
duck.
Like it's very complicated, but there's a way that you can overfeed a duck to where its liver swells up. I forget the name of it, but it's actually quite tasty.
How delicious.
You can give me a knowledge nature maybe.
I do not have that.
Well then, too bad you don't know.
Okay.
Bitch.
I could do it. But I'm not gonna.
Here, I'll do it because it's funny.
Are
Yeah,
we getting ready to move now?
You still don't know.
You know, I can just look up BabsCon 2018 pictures and find out very easily. Yeah, if food went well, then Moonplanter will find a tree to hang himself upside down from.
For a moment, I thought you were talking about hanging yourself. I was like, no, don't do it.
No, Orion,
Oh, you're
don't
so
do it.
pretty.
No, don't do it.
Whatever will we
Different
do
bat.
without another half pony hybrid? No.
Different bats. Wrong bat.
Have so much to live for.
This looks like a decent tree right here. Moonplanter will sleep under this tree.
Yes, you do
Make
so.
this pop up on the stream,
Which one?
boys.
Let's see. No, don't kill yourself. You're so sexy. Yeah. That's really funny. That does mean I have to go through saving the image and everything though, so I probably won't.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's really
Are
funny.
any of these tents open?
These tents? Well, I mean, yes, but they're also occupied. By other travelers kind of going through the way.
Don't we have our own tents?
Moonplanter does.
Just have a bedroll, not a tent.
Can we, like, steal a tent?
Back
What's
to
the
here.
line, GM? You're certainly welcome to try.
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna steal the tents?
Well, Dayspring will just sleep in her bedroll then.
Although I am amused to wonder how you're planning on doing that when they have a tarp underneath and people are sleeping on the inside. So,
We'll steal the people,
Maybe we can bribe them to give us a
the
tent.
ponies.
It's not a bribe, that's just literally buying it off of them.
yeah.
That's gonna be a pretty high price.
I have $2. give me the tent and it's yours.
Don't we have tents though? Seriously?
Moonplanter legit
No, we've
has.
been sleeping on mats outside by
Yeah,
the fire.
our sleeping bags.
Yeah.
You know, you can set up a tent. You could have some sex in it. You could say that sex
Pitch
was
a tent.
intense.
Oh my god.
That sex was intense.
I can't.
Stop.
I mean, if you're gonna lure someone into your tin, you gotta pitch a good line first.
No.
That was
You're
funny.
all cringe. Cringe.
So let's fast travel up to Bleakburn like you promised.
Well, it
I mean,
depends.
you
You
want
have
that
to
fabric.
sleep, so.
There was multiple different goals that were being discussed. Either going to where the door was found or going to Bleakburn. You guys discuss.
I vote the door.
I think we
vote
should head straight to
Bleak.
Bleak.
I vote Bleakburn.
Yeah, fuck you, Ringgit One.
If you guys don't want to find goblins, we can just go to Bleakburn instead.
See, the Ringgit One is obsessed with goblins. That's why they're always talking about her.
That's why we went here.
According to the letter, that's where they're gonna be anyway. That's why we're going to the fireworks show.
No, they said they were not in Bleakburn. They said that it was just gonna happen at Bleakburn.
Look, I know a lot about goblins, okay? My role said so. And that means that they're heading toward the city to cause mischief.
Travel to the city would
count-
take you guys another 4 days, which would bring you to you guys are on the 32nd, so 1 that day, 2, 3, 4. To bring you to the 35th of Sun's Day, a full moon.
Regardless of what your knowledge roll said, we have solid evidence that we've met the goblins at their door before. So we should at least see if there's any sign of them there. It's on the way anyhow.
I think it would be a waste of time.
You know, just coming.
King is
Oh, it's
walking
good.
past it just to spite them. Yes.
Dude.
I hear the dude.
And they do.
Dude.
They point at their ring at one and dude.
Like the.
If it's on the way, fine. I
don't know
don't
what that
object to
means.
satisfying your curiosity.
Is the door on the way?
It is.
Oh,
We
okay.
found it on
Is
the road.
door on the way?
All
It
right, we're
is.
gonna go check out the door.
All right, heading up the path. You go.
When you did it, it gave us miles. When I did it, it just makes us square.
Yeah. because smiles go for miles or something. Something like that, right? And I'm just gonna fill out this. There we go. So you guys head down the trail, along the way to where you'd seen the door initially on your way to Bleakburn. And traveling down the thing, you still notice that there is still some signs of that construction there, though it's been thankfully cleared off the path. Some of the wood and scattered bits off to the side. And some newer little planks that might imply that perhaps they might have tried coming back to try to build it again, but have failed again, now that they are aware of it. Perhaps the construction is abandoned, though there is certainly a lot of little scuffle marks in the dirt around this part of the path.
See, look at all these goblin prints.
Roll knowledge survival to see what kind of different prints are here. If it's all goblins or if there was something else here attacking them.
Yeah, you guys are free to do that. Blind roll, man.
And when I click on PCs in the actors directory, my character sheet does not come up. Oh wait, disregard. There he is.
It'll be in gaming. I'll move you guys down to gaming because I have like 30,000 character sheets in PCs because West marches.
Good to go.
All right, is that?
Roll this survival.
And were you rolling anything as well, Venport? I heard you say something.
I don't think they. Well, actually, minus survival. Let me check. I was mainly just commenting all the prints.
All right. Well, that's survival check. As you start looking around here, it is very clear by the small look of the horseshoes on here that these aren't, well, or lack thereof. It is more than clear that this is definitely a site where gobos have been fiddling about, perhaps running around, skidding up the dirt. It's definitely not short hooves prints as kind of look at them a little closer.
How old are these prints?
Your roll would get you that they're probably within the last 3 or 4 days or so.
So nothing terribly recent. I imagine if they were in here, they would be coming out at least daily. So yeah, Moonplant will share that with the party. There's definitely a lot of goblin prints here, but these look to be 3 to 4 days old. Nothing recent.
Tangent is going to use her racial ability scent, put her nose to the ground, sniff. What can she detect?
You sniff, and if I'm not mistaken, I think sense only gets you some abilities for outside of. What does your scent ability do for you exactly? Actually, just in case.
Pull it up on Hero Labs. Let me pull it up.
If it's the universal sensibility, it's basically like an added piece to perception. You still have to roll a perception check, and then the GM decides what you detect.
Well, while she's doing that, Dayspring would ask if the prints happen or tracks happen to lead off anywhere.
That was going to be a follow-up question.
That would be a blind survival roll. If you're trying to use your scent to try to pick up anything, you're gonna have to give me a perception roll.
Okay. Do I add 2 to it?
Yes, that's what your ability adds. Yes.
Alright.
Your sheet should have imported that over your perception roll over. I'm not sure if it does the situational ones for scent.
I didn't save the one that had all the stuff on it. I saved the one that had the spells.
I'll do check
Wait.
that. I imported your portfolio over, so you should be good to just roll perception.
Okay. Oh, so it'll add it to perception? I thought I had to manually add it to perception.
Probably do for the scent ability. I'm not sure if it does that situational or not. Check your sheet. It'll have the bonuses on there that imported over with it.
I'd have to have Hero Labs to open it. I'll just add 2.
There we go. And then I need a survival check from Dayspring as well.
Oh, I was asking Moonplant for that.
Oh.
Okay. Do you need me to make a separate survival check?
Yes, please.
Okay. What direction do these prints seem to be going?
If anywhere.
If anywhere.
Yeah. Tangent, you start sniffing around, sniff, 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 and the only thing that you can detect is a very small scent of gunpowder in the area. Moonplanter,
Gunpowder.
you kind of pick up on the fact that there does seem to be quite a scattering of these prints. There's no real, like, one direction that they're going.
When Tangent yells out gunpowder, Moonplanter stands back up after looking at the prints and says, "These are scattered prints. They were attacked. They were in a panic, and that's why they're just going all over in different directions."
And
look at-
share times,
So
share
the
times.
scent ability otherwise follows the rules for the survival skill, so I think it might be the standard scent ability.
Wait, did you already do your scent thing?
Yeah, I
Hmm?
did.
Okay, that's just for the gunpowder.
Said it was
Okay.
gunpowdery.
Then Cher chimes in saying, or instead of being attacked, maybe they blew themselves up, seeing as how they've been stealing fireworks, and it's getting close to the festival, and they're not too smart, much like half-breeds. So they set off the firework, it goes boom, and they all run around. Otherwise, if it
Tangent
was a
points out
fight,
that the
we might see
fireworks
blood.
Are usually that explosive because they're being used in around like inhabited areas.
Are there any burn marks on the ground or any pieces of goblin?
Blood?
You start looking around. Give me perception checks to look around. Let's see what you find.
All of us, or
If you're all looking around, whoever's looking around.
okay?
Look around.
Blind if you can.
I'll look around. Do they have to be blind?
Yes.
Wait, how do I do that again?
Blind GM
How do I
roll.
do it? No, perception check. It's
Oh, that's under
which
your
icon?
Skills. It's in skills under your character sheet, and your character sheet's under gaming.
Gamers.
It's the icon. with the
Gamers.
little people at the top.
Oh,
See
yeah.
the little people icon? Click that. Go to
Then
gaming. and then go to
Gaming, yeah.
Yeah. You got it now.
We're gaming, guys. Come on, real gamer hours.
Gaming.
Alright, and then it's skill.
Developers.
I think.
Developers.
Yes.
Uh,
Handy little thing. You could also click and drag that dice icon down into your hotbar and make that a macro. You could just click that. Whenever
Oh, neat.
That's in drag.
I can drag it down to where's the hotbar?
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I believe
Oh,
you
like
can
that's
anyway.
Actually, drag. Yeah.
There you go. And you
Tried
could
to drag it, but it didn't do anything.
some way there's a way to do that. However, I see everybody got
Okay.
their perception rolls in. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You drag it. It looks like you're dragging like the
Yeah,
entire
okay.
bar,
Yeah,
and then you
have
just
to-
drag it to the hand.
Yeah, that's I figured it out.
So, that being said, I see your guys' perceptions. You start taking a look around, and it is actually Tangent and Poutine with your scent and the perception rolls that were rolled. I kind of stumble upon something. Poutine giving, I'm assuming, a little doot of he found something, as you guys kind of notice something.
Oh, I know what he does. Do 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 do.
And what you guys find is that somewhat buried in a slight bit of dirt seems to be a small wooden box that is kind of haphazardly opened, that's kind of been thrown aside into a bush with what looks to be a scattering of fireworks, as if the box had gotten forgotten behind.
Share points and say, "Ha! See."
That just seems more like they've lost some fireworks on their way to their
Really?
camp.
Yes?
What's in the box, Emily?
Fireworks.
What's in the
Fireworks.
box?
What's in the box, Memely?
What's in the box?
So we open it. Is it just fireworks?
Yeah, you open it to go look to see if there's anything else within the box, kind of pulling it from that shrub, and you find yourselves mainly, in total, three little small candle sparklers, effectively.
There are two left because I picked up one.
There you go.
Moonplanter is going to take the other two and kind of like knock the dirt off of them. How much do these look to be worth?
You look at the fireworks, and their worth is, I mean, you've seen prices around them just going through the kingdom, especially at this time of the year. And I mean, they're no more than about 5 silver pieces per. They're not like anything super exciting. The most exciting and valuable thing about them being just the gunpowder, because not everybody has gunpowder, but, you know, a little sparkler fire never hurt anybody.
All right. Well, we have a few sparklers.
This is evidence of.
So, should we continue our trail?
I suppose so.
Are you
We've
excited?
What
learned
time
that
is it,
goblins
roughly?
are stupid and like Rednut and Halfus.
It's 9
And they
p.m.
blew themselves up.
9 p.m.
Yes.
Oh no!
EST.
Time to flight the
Yeah, I
the
meant
ball.
what time like in game.
This would be, I believe, let me take a look at the map here. Sorry, I went downstairs just briefly to get something to drink. You guys are right here. That's 2 days travel. This would be the end of the second day of your travel to Bleakburn.
Okay.
So this would be like a time for you guys, like that you guys would normally set down to, you know, go to sleep and then start your travel the next day.
We could take the
Dayspring's
goblin
gonna
home.
look around for that one trap thing that was under the door. Is that still here?
You start taking a look around on the actual trail. Nothing there is from the trap, though if you're kicking around some of the wreckage that have been tossed to the side, you'd probably find a couple pieces, yes.
So it's been kind of taken apart then.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the middle of the road, so, you know, once you guys had made it clear that there was some goblins in the middle of the road, last time you were at Alberton, they probably sent somebody back to clear it out and be like, okay. Like,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking about triggering it or something, but yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta go take my medicine.
Alright.
Go take the red pill.
Not the blue pill.
Which
We
pill
take-
are you taking?
The right.
Black pill. It's all worth.
I'm taking the filthy centrist pill.
All right, we're setting up camp. Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
Since this
Sure.
was a goblin camp, we need to make sure there are no goblins left here.
I pull out a gun.
Do you have a gun?
No.
Okay, I was like,
All right, was there a cave entrance here or a path that leads underground? Maybe some Viet Cong shit.
I don't think
Oh.
so.
Last time, they just came out of the trees, man.
Well, that's weird.
So,
Goblins don't live in trees.
They're in the trees, man. You don't know.
All right, well, Moonplanter is going to do a quick perception check. He's going to fly around the immediate area trying to look for goblins or signs of goblins.
you start doing a quick fly around of the immediate area. Flutter, 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 flutter. And while you don't find the presence of goblins in the outside of the trail, what you do find in a small clearing outside, seeing it seems as if a small shrubbery outside of the normal path had been somewhat chopped away, and in the middle seems to be just a little box, just kind of sitting there. It's the same kind of box as what you guys had just found the fireworks were, but this one seems almost as if it was placed there intentionally.
Ah,
Mm.
Moonplanter suspects shenanigans.
Shatter points at the box. Says, this most likely will explode if open. We should
Moonplanter
steal the
jumps. How
non-ponies
long are you
first.
following me?
How long have you
Forever.
been flying with Moonplanter?
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't think.
flying?
He's flying. You can't follow him in the air.
I muted myself to go figure out a rushing accent because it's been bugging me, and I just we were all together. Wait, what happened to making camp?
Yeah.
Oh,
they-
we are making camp. It's
He-
just Moonplanter's
I am
flying
making-
around. And...
He's just
I'm
doing a
making
quick fly
sure-
around.
Yeah, I'm making sure it's safe to set up camp here because if goblins were here, we need to make sure they're gone. That's what I'm doing.
They're all blown up. No need.
Well, they might not attack us this time.
All right. Well, Cher, since you ran with me and followed me and snuck up on me, why don't you take a look at this box and make sure it's not booby trapped?
I propose that you do it. As it will be less effective to the nation to lose you instead of me.
Uh-huh. All right. Watch out. This box might explode. All right. So we're gonna roll perception to see if it's booby trapped.
Is my
You roll perception to see if it's
I
booby
think
trapped.
my Discord crashed again. It's weird.
And as you start taking a look to try to see and gander if this might be booby-trapped, you surmise that it is probably not booby-trapped.
Well, that's a relief. All right. Question: when it comes to booby traps and traps in general, can I roll traps instead of perception to try to locate them?
There is a specific thing for that.
Detect traps, right?
Yep, detect traps gives you certain bonuses to perception to detecting traps as per the trap finder ability.
I think I can take that at 4, but I don't have it right now. Okay, so yeah, just perception, and I'm confident there's no traps here. All right, Moonplanter picks up the box.
You do so.
It's true. Detect
And
trap isn't even listed on here.
It explodes.
the box does nothing. But you do hear a faint little rattling inside.
Like baby rattling.
It's like there's one singular object in there that's apparently hard.
Okay.
Oh.
Moonplanter opens the box. What is it?
You open the box and see inside the box seems to be a small ring made of gold. That's the only thing in the box.
Is this Lord of the Rings?
Uh,
Lord of the Ring it one?
Lord of the Ring in one. That's
yeah,
retarded.
we're getting kinky in here.
Moonplanter tries to figure out the value of the ring.
You start turning this ring over, under, kind of seeing this, and surmise that while its normal value is probably only 1 or 2 gold pieces, its emotional value might be priceless, as this has a small name etched on the side in a language that I'm not sure if you have or not. But it does. It seems to be a wedding ring.
What's the language?
I speak Common, Knoll, Sphinx, Sylvan, and Vegapygmy.
It is in Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Wow.
All right. What is the name written onto this ring in Sphinx?
Iris.
Iris. All right. I'm gonna type that in.
Probably need to find Iris and return their ring at some point.
They're probably dead. Or it was a
would
botched
my
marriage.
character have any chance of knowing an Iris?
Well, you know, all sphinxes do know each other, so.
Well,
I thought she was a
actually am
tiger.
Sun Cat, and I work with the faith, which
It's-
means I meet a lot of people.
That's kind of like going to
No,
Mexico.
are
That's kind of like going to Mexico and asking if you know any Lopez's. The answer is yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Hey,
know,
dude.
like.
Oh.
Hey, do you know Jose Gonzalez?
We'll just
Yeah.
have to ask around for the ring, I guess.
Now,
There.
that being said, once you start observing the ring and think that, the box, you'd notice, does seem to have something etched on the bottom in a very scrawly language that I don't think I heard on your language list, actually.
Common, Knoll, Sphinx, Sylvan, Vegapygmy.
Well, after they've spent enough time being over there and not setting up camp, Dayspring will walk over and wonder what they're looking at.
Am I back at camp or am I with them?
You're wherever you choose to be.
I am floating.
I don't think that works like that.
No, that's the
Slowly
rules.
rotating while floating.
GM, is the name Iris written on the inside or outside of the ring?
The name is written on the inside.
Inside. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is likely an engagement ring.
Let me expand the list of languages, even though I'm pretty sure that mine probably don't contain it. Celestial and Undercommon and also Sylvan, but yeah.
That would be a no. If you have linguistics trained, you're more than free to roll a linguistics roll to try to determine what language it is.
Yeah, as Moonplanter sees the party starting to move over to him, he'll walk up to meet him.
I
and
don't
say,
even know multiple languages. All I know is common.
You don't know
Imagine.
Sphinx?
No, apparently
Oh wait,
not.
you're a sun cat, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot.
Alright,
I
what
knew
it is.
Sphinx, but I was wrong.
Moonplanter shows the box that he found. It's like, hey, look what I found in a bush. It looked, or a shrubbery. It looked like it was deliberately placed there. Inside this box was
Oh.
a ring, and it's got the name Iris written in Sphinx. I think it's an engagement ring. Also, there's something scribbled on the bottom of this box, but I can't read that.
I could try to take a look at it.
Moonplanter gives you the box, and he keeps the ring.
Oh, I know Draconic.
Your linguistics check would
Sylvan.
get you that this is the language of the Gobos. Goblin.
Uh,
Oh, it's written in Goblin.
Good night. Not only are the goblins desecrating
Pulls
holy
out-
land with their feet, they're
Tangent
desecrating
pulls
the institution of
out,
marriage.
Tangent pulls out a little notepad and writes down, copies the characters. We don't have to keep a box.
With what thumbs?
You and what army?
Look, if I can hold a sphere, I can hold a pen.
We chose if we needed breakfast cereal, we would call a tiger.
How
But if we need
how-
someone to write,
how
we'll
does
call
a
someone
pony
with
pick up
thumbs.
things with hooves?
I have a horn.
Well, Mrs. Arcanist, would you happen to have comprehend languages?
I don't remember. I was actually looking just in case, but I don't. Let's see. No, wait. No. Am I spelling this?
Cleric spell?
It is a cleric spell.
Oh, it is?
No, I don't have comprehend, and it's not in my on hand. I only have detect magic, detect post magic, and open God's fury. Yeah, so it's not even in my prepared anyway.
Oh,
If
that's
comprehend languages is a level 2 cleric spell, then our cleric could
Actually,
prepare it first thing in the morning.
It is. Yeah, it is, and I can prepare it actually. It's a first level spell.
okay,
you can-
we can do that.
All right.
I'm gonna
So,
pull it up so I know what it does from when I cast it.
all right. Well, Moon Planter
So-
will put the ring back in the
Oh,
box.
wait, that's
and
actually
put it
not
into his
the
bag.
one we want. Oh,
So
And Well,
instead of
you don't want that one. You don't want that one.
Also, random pool guy, you should really be posting those in campaign notes. You always post it in chat, and they're just gonna get lost in chat. Like,
all right. I'll copy paste that.
okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna drop Stone Shield for comprehend languages. just so that-
Don't pick that one.
Huh?
That's only spoken. Wait,
You're not
Let me
talking to me,
reread
are
that.
you?
Wait.
Oh, it's only spoken, really?
Wait, the
Oh, never mind,
comprehend
it is
language?
both.
com-
It is
com-
both.
comprehend
It's
com-
both, it's
comprehend languages is both. It's tongues that's only spoken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's written languages.
Why is tongues
It's-
on higher levels?
It's a written language. We should be able. Wait, is comprehend languages only good for listening?
No, it's good for both. I don't know why.
Comprehend languages doesn't let you speak the language.
Right. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. She can prepare that and have it ready first thing in the morning. So Moon Planter puts the ring back in the box, puts it in his bag, and then he goes back to camp to build a fire. And he's gonna do some hunting. So Suncat, what's your name?
The angle.
All I heard was D'Angle. I know that's not it.
Tangent.
Tangent, that's your name.
Tangent.
All right. You said you were gonna help me hunt. How are you gonna do that?
Using the aid another roll. I mean,
Based.
In game, I'm going to like use my claws and help you stalk and kill things more efficiently.
Moon Planter stifles a small chuckle and he's like, okay,
Using
yeah,
natural weapons.
let's do that. This time, Moon Planter is going to set out a trap and some of the fresh berries, and he's going to leave that there until morning. In fact, where he found the box is where he's going to put the trap. And we're going to build the camp about 100 feet away from there, and he'll do his usual bit of building the campfire. He'll actually pitch a tent this time, just to prove to everyone that he does in fact have a tent. Bam. Look, he's got a tent. It's a medium tent to be exact.
It is a pretty
Say,
medium
can
tent.
Can your tent fit everyone?
It can fit me. It can fit my cot that I like to sleep on because sleeping
Your
on
what?
elephants.
Hot.
I have a cot, a big, throbbing, veiny cot that I love to wrap myself up in because sleeping on the ground is for peasants. It pulsates with heat and keeps me warm, and it makes me feel so good on the inside.
Man,
That's a
that's a big cot.
What up? I got a big cot.
Word around
Alright.
the
Road around the camp. You
Fortress
got a
is
big
huge.
cot.
All right, so
Is there anyone in chat right now, mainly?
I've been looking at chat. I didn't. There was one person in here named somebody. The
Well,
somebody.
hopefully they like our cots.
This person's this person's name is somebody the somebody alt. I wonder who that is.
All right. Well, hey, Tangent, you're gonna help me do some hunting, right?
Well, is it someone you know? Because I don't get it.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
I'm not here to out the audience.
Dox the audience. Dox
Oh,
the
is
audience.
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
is it,
Dox
is
the
it
audience.
anon?
I don't know. I'll never tell.
Alright,
Anyway,
well,
Tangent, you're gonna help me do
Where
some
were we?
hunting today, correct?
okay, how are we gonna, you're in charge.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going
Sorry, I'm using
to
my character voice. You're in charge.
roll survival, and you're gonna stalk our prey with me. And as soon as we find a bunny, I'm gonna point it out to you, and I want you to chase it down and break its neck. And then while it's still fresh, we'll take it back to camp. I'll skin it, and we'll have meat tonight. Can you dig it?
Alright, yes.
All right. So does she roll to assist first, or do I roll and then she assists?
You roll first.
There's no aid another, like, legitimately listed on here, so do I just roll?
Aid another is you
survival?
roll the same thing, and you have to roll above a 10.
Oh, okay.
And usually aids don't have to be blind, so I'll reveal it. So
AIDS are fun for the whole family.
while
It's a great diet supplement.
while you weren't able to help all too well in this specific little endeavor, you do manage to catch yourself a rabbit, taking a little bit of mint leaf, it looks like, toward a small hole just before it had gone in, killing it, getting it. And a couple moments later, you see a couple
Man,
you see a couple little rabbit heads, little tiny baby rabbit heads, poke their snoots out curiously.
Oh, those
Oh,
would be good too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're no good to eat, but if I put them in my bag of holding, they'll suffocate, and then we can use them as fresh bait. This is perfect.
You're gonna suffocate a
Wow.
baby rabbit family. Okay.
And Tangent was just gonna gather some extra mint if it's in the area. Good seasoning.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. We should break their little bunny necks first.
Who seasons with mint though?
Have you not ever tasted a mint piece of candy?
Yeah,
like
that's
pepper.
gross. Are we 60?
Well, I tell you what. Do you see any rosemary? Do you see any lemon trees?
I am safely back at the camp, resting while
I'll take that as a
Well,
no.
I'm gonna get
while
Me
the
and
some
mud
Cher are
ponies
resting our
get thirsty.
hoofsies.
Yeah. You guys managed to sleep through the sound of some kind of spinner in the distance.
Great spinner in the sky.
The great spinner in the sky.
What do you mean by spinner in the distance?
Oh, nothing.
You'll understand.
Yeah, you're good.
And
Firework?
before we go to sleep, Moonplanter will set about his usual array of traps, but he's going to set out more this time. He's going to set out 5 instead of the normal 3, since the 3 have been lacking every night.
You do so. You set up your traps, and from the next morning, find that none of them went off. As per
Well,
marked
that's
on the
good.
map, this does seem to be a safe part of the trail.
Wait
Alright.
a minute. I have an idea. On my watch, I'm gonna activate a trap.
No, we already finished the night. Fuck you. Also, activating a trap. Make sure all the traps are lethal. Next time, make sure all the traps are lethal.
Well, I've got.
And then when he activates the trap,
I feel like Moonplanter got up to go pick up his traps, and the first thing he saw was the night poutine looking like he was about to do that thing where you stick in your hand really fast in the trap and pull it out, but then he was just like, nah, pulled it.
No, I mean during the night on my watch, but I can do that next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, next time. Okay.
I can't reverse the
make them all lethal.
I can't reverse the flow of time as we come to the dawn of the new day.
Alright, did anyone share my tent with me?
No,
No.
I'm sorry. You'll have to
No.
contain your horny to yourself.
And
I
your
have
big
a-
cot.
My cot is extremely comfortable.
I don't
Two
think 2
bedroom.
ponies could fit your cot.
My cot, no, but I can fit 2 ponies in the tent itself. It's all right. One day it'll start raining, and you'll appreciate a big tent. Anyway,
I
so
know
yeah,
what's next on my shopping list.
we start breaking down camp and get the traps put away. But before we leave, Moonplanter's going to go over to the trap he put under the bush with the blueberries. Did he catch anything in the night?
You look underneath the trap with the blueberries and find you've caught little wildlife.
What kind of wildlife?
Give me a D4.
A D4. Oh, to find out what kind they're.
Yeah, one to get.
That was a physical roll.
You have found yourself some squirrels.
All right. How many squirrels?
3.
3 squirrels. That is fantastic. I will skin them later. So we have 3 fresh squirrels, which means we have fresh meat for at least probably a day and a half, 2 days at most. But if we can eat well, we'll eat them all in one setting. All right, so
Now, I
Moonplanter.
guess we're off, or we.
Yeah, once camp is broken down, we got our spells prepped. I think we're ready to leave.
Yes, yes.
We should read what was on that box.
And signaling your journey toward Bleakburn. What was that? What were we doing on the box?
We have to
Idiot.
have Tony the Tiger read our box.
So yeah, Tangent, do you have your comprehend languages prepared?
Yes, I do.
All right, what does it say on the box?
I cast comprehend languages on the box.
Alright.
What does it tell me?
And as you hear that early morning goose fly across the sky, in the direction of Bleakburn, you look at the box and hear, or rather see, the words that are now written upon it, almost as in an entirely readable way. You just read the very scrawled text that just says, "To the Ringed One." It's very badly spelled.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Of
So
course.
there's only one.
And then
they left me a box.
Moonplanter takes out the ring that clearly says.
Wait, what? It was
wait.
a stripper name.
Yeah, Iris.
Iris. Yeah.
Ringed One, is your actual name Iris?
No. My name's Dayspring.
I think you have a goblin suitor who stole this wedding ring for you.
I
Oh.
think I cannot trust Dayspring. I say she takes off the ring and shows us the inside to see if it also has the word Iris in it.
Listen, I was doing my tasks in Camp Alverson. I don't know about you. The share's kind of sus. That's all I'm saying.
You're all sus. They can sus.
Did you see any tracks near where you found this box?
Did I?
You don't
Did
remember
you?
seeing any because it was in a slightly grassier area.
Yeah, it was all placed inside of a bush. And it would be hard to check now because I caught 3 squirrels.
Like that's the reasoning why you can't check. I caught
I
3
think
squirrels.
the fucking tracks, I've already caught the squirrels.
You're not gonna make that many
back.
tracks
I mean,
just catching 3 squirrels.
Is growing long. When will we hit the
Or-
trail?
Were there any blueberries left, or did the squirrels eat all of them?
They ate all of them.
All right, we have blueberry stuffed squirrels for dinner tonight. Enjoy.
I'm pretty sure the stuffing is shit at this point, but okay.
No, they died before they could digest it. It'll be fine.
I vote we
You're-
investigate the box's previous
No.
location for tracks before we go.
You go to the box's previous location and find the chopped up bush. Feel free to give me a survival check.
Just
Moonplanter,
Dayspring?
you're good at those.
Wait, is it all of us or is it just Dayspring who went to the bush?
Yeah, it's best to travel as a group. We're all packed up.
Okay, so I guess
Yeah.
we're all there. Okay.
All right,
It's
I'll
like
check the
A
tracks
couple
again.
feet over or something, I think.
Well, we have to do a survival check, I guess, for the.
For tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 100 feet away.
Ain't gonna assist by do know he's here.
Go for it. You raise your trumpet in the most doting of senses, honking
Well, he didn't
to
do blind,
assist.
so it doesn't count.
Yeah,
It's 8.
well, yeah, you don't need blind rolls for helping because you literally know the DC and either are or not helpful. Like, am
I helpful?
You are not helpful because tooting in somebody's ear while they're trying to help is not the most helpful thing in the world, unfortunately.
Dude, I think you might want to reserve helping for people who are not playing a horn.
It does in your direction.
And looking at the area around, you look, and you don't seem to find any tracks. It's just a little too, like, the grass is short. It's not like trampled down or anything like that, like in any noticeable directions.
Well,
Sorry, nothing.
This fast travel isn't very fast.
Hey, well, you guys.
Eventually.
You guys wanted to stop at the door.
Blame the ringgit one who keeps
Yeah,
getting all
it's the ringed one's fault.
All right. Well, Moonplanter is going to put the ring back in the box and put it back in his bag of holding.
All right.
Well, I guess we might as well proceed to Bleakburn if we can't find him here then.
Fantastic.
Can't believe your fiance is giving you stolen property. How does that make you feel?
I didn't ever agree to this.
You start on your way to Bleakburn. Canter, going toward the city until you notice its big walls, oh so imposing that you had noticed before. Though, as you start nearing the city, normally on the big gates that enter, you'd be greeted with the sight of perhaps a couple guards, which themselves are still patrolling the outside. Though this morning, as you get into the city on this 35th day, you are greeted with another sight of, yes, you guessed it, a very, very not happy looking Scriffin.
Oh no. How did he know?
And as you mentally wonder this question, you notice that a goose flutters down onto his back, looking at you. Perhaps the lone goose that was flying over you. Alas.
Wait, we have.
Oh, there was an actual goose.
Oh.
Yes, Dr. Amdengressive Goose has a goose named Gander.
Nice.
Who's apparently been spying on you.
Is he not like an anthropomorphic goose though? Do
Hello,
we have
Doctor.
both anthro and non-anthro gooses?
Duck has a small duck named Dolan.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense though.
Penguin
We're
has a
fake
small
creatures.
penguin named Gunter.
Is that like keeping a child as like a pet, essentially?
You're saying it doesn't make sense in a fantasy game.
I'm just saying. It's a little weird.
We're fey creatures. We're magical in nature, and there are mundane creatures in the same world. So yes, that's completely normal.
It's no different than humans and apes living in the same world. Realistically. Alright.
Would
Now
Moonplanter
Dayspring's gonna wave up.
And he
Would Moonplanter? Go ahead.
he raises an eyebrow. Don't you wave at me.
Why not?
Because, Sugar, I don't want your kindness. What are you doing not on your assignment?
We're investigating goblins.
Oh yeah?
Shatter waves and says we're going to a party.
He ignores Cher, continuing to Dayspring, who isn't acting like a retard, it seems, and continues on. Oh yeah, you're investigating goblins. Well, you better have a very, very astounding reason as to why you're doing that. Oh, did they steal all of this Aetherstone? Is that what I'm hearing? It better be what I'm hearing.
Tangent whispers to
I mean,
one of the
they've been
characters
stealing
you
other
know,
things, so
and
maybe.
goes, is this guy always this unpleasant?
Are you always this naggy and bitchy?
Wait, can you hear me? I'm whispering. You can hear me, but
Yeah, but Dayspring's also right in front of him.
oh.
So...
Oh, on the wall, not like in front of it.
No, he was just like in between the guards. Like, he was literally waiting for you. He knew you were coming.
Oh, okay.
Sharon speaks up to say, we are investigating possible collusion and espionage. I believe the Ringed one to be colluding with foreigners, with goblins.
Hmm.
This cannot go unpunished.
Oh yeah?
They mentioned a revolution, and we were
Does-
just figuring it would be worth taking a look at just in case they were not talking about a party.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You know, the goblin resolution that can't be dealt with by, you know, these not at all capable guards, right? And he points toward the guards. One of them, who looks probably not the brightest, suddenly looks like a little offended, and he kind of glares at him. It was a joke, you idiot. And he goes, oh, and kind of nods a little bit. And then looks back. And I don't want any sass from you either. And he points to you, Cher. So if I'm not mistaken, you're on this same little journey with them, are you not?
Cher is only along to keep an eye on them, to make sure that they don't mess up Ponyland. For ponies.
You know what's funny is that there was another very, very racist little hippogriff who went off, but you know what's great about him? You know what I like? Is that he sticks to his assignment. He sticks to his guns. You know, I looked up to him as I'd look to him as a model if I were you. And he kind of like waves a little claw paw. I guess not. Yeah, kind of like a griffin flipper up in the air a little bit. You know, you could take a couple notes from somebody like that, I think, right?
With respect, sir, the situation here isn't just about goblins. The situation's a bit more complex than that. Ringed One, do you have the letter with you?
Why the fuck are
Yes.
you calling her the ringed one?
Well, because we're dealing with
Ringed
a
One.
we're dealing with a goblin who's far more intelligent than the average goblin who speaks common and also writes in common.
Oh, I seem to be dealing with some very intelligent people right here, I'll tell you that.
Oh boy, the DMs come to smack us with their DM.
Dayspring, show him the letter.
Okay, I'll show him the letter at risk of him tearing it up.
You show him the letter, and he starts looking at it, reading it. Oh, look at that! Cher, I think he's passed your spelling test, and he shows you the letter. And then hands it back. Okay, what they invited you to their fireworks party. What's the? He just kind of gives like a shrug, like what the fuck.
DM sets this up for us, then berates us for following his storyline. Okay.
That's not me.
No, don't blame the GM for that.
This is Dr. Andrew speaking. This isn't your DM speaking.
Yeah.
How do we get past him? I know you can't tell us that.
That's
Wait,
fine.
can Tangent just walk past him and ignore him?
Would you like to try?
Yes.
As a member of the
You're being insubordinate to your boss. Just bear in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm awaiting to hear if this is your final action.
I'm
He-
just going to walk past him and ignore him.
Tangent, wait, I know
What's he gonna
that
do? Honk at me?
this is your boss.
You start
This is
walking.
everyone's boss.
Yeah, this is like he's. Yeah. Well, you start walking past him. I did hear that was a final action, and as he does, his eyes completely like do that like half-lidded, very exasperated little look, because it seems that they hadn't met yet, and so he's only left to assume that this is probably somebody new. So what better than to give a small whistle as the little goose on his back charges forward, and suddenly you have a mass just thwacking you in the back of the head, pecking, being generally a goose, and attacking you lightly as you're just getting nipped and little hairs. And then a couple moments later, you hear him say, "Gander, come!" And the goose immediately stops, looks at you, and almost glares with this rage that only a goose can hold, coming back and landing on his back. You gonna turn around and come back here?
Tangent, just come back.
Come back.
Why?
Because you're gonna get fired or worse.
Because the thing is that was just my pet.
You guys make the situations always bad. You were trying to steal the tent with people in it before.
You say you guys make the situations always worse, yet session 1 you casted cause fear on a merchant in a fucking shipyard.
That was because I followed her lead to help her.
I'm glad his goose wasn't spying on us then.
Look,
Or at least he
Dr.
doesn't act like it was.
Dr. Amden, I know we're off mission right now, but this was a very curious situation and we thought it deserved attention. If the goblins are planning some kind of revolution, it needed to be brought to your attention at least.
Well, it certainly has been, and I can tell you for a fact that yes, it will be dealt with, and always as normal, the goblins will not be allowed to attend this here ceremony, because all they're gonna do is cause problems. And he kind of like says it as if he's explaining something to a 2-year-old.
Well, we have confirmed that they have been collecting fireworks. In fact, we found a box that was left behind by the previous village we were at.
Oh great, maybe you can light it and try to smoke it like a cigarette.
I'm gonna try it, that.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pull out. Yeah, gonna pull out
You
the
guys were
firework
the
I got.
entire circus, I swear to God.
Area?
And you take out a firework as he says this. And unblinkingly, he just looks up. Like, not surprised. He's definitely not surprised in any respect. But he's not saying anything either, as he just, like, lets you run the wick down. And then suddenly a loud bang comes from the firework in your mouth. And you take,
Oh no, I don't have a lighter.
Oh! You don't have a lighter!
I put it on my mouth and I gonna look at my friends and they gonna do the
Cher
do
has
the
a lighter and
symbol.
lights it for him.
I cast spark so he can be an idiot.
Yeah.
Fire flies at you as eventually the wick is lit in one way or another. You have your 3 seconds to throw it out if you'd wish.
No, I pointed
Those
at
three.
the city.
You what?
I pointed at the city.
You pointed at the city.
with your mouth.
You just like aiming your whole head at the city.
I mean, I'm smoking and I'm pointing the head at the gate. So it hopefully hits someone inside.
Hey, remember that session where Dude was really cool?
No. Well, you do that, and as the 3-second little timing wick gets into the firework, there's a brief moment when it's just like, you know, it's in the firework, so, you know, that brief moment before the firework actually goes off, it's kind of smoking just a little bit, and then bang! Take 6 points of fire damage as suddenly a little spark flies out from your face in the direction of the city, making Amden have to kind of like step to the side briefly with a little wave of his cloak as it kind of right above that slower guard's head. And he just like, the guard himself didn't flinch, he just kind of like looked up as suddenly there's sparks over him. And he looks up. The ceremony already? And he smiles to his other guard, who is like blinking at him like, really? What? And Amden is looking at you, Miss Poutine, with a look of amazement. Wow.
Amazement.
Wow, Barbie. I am so impressed with you. Not like he's very, just like his eyes are wide, like he's just so amazed. He's just kind of like, this is what you guys have been, never mind. And he kind of shakes his he kind of shakes his head looking up and just says, God, my brilliance is now becoming a bit of a burden.
Dr. Amden, shenanigans aside, this won't be just a regular goblin revolution. If one of them is intelligent enough to speak multiple languages and communicate directly to us and invite us here, there may be more dangerous things going on than just simple mischief.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Cheryl agrees. And they're specifically calling out to one of our party members. For better or for worse, we might as well ensure that there's no danger to us, or that they don't have something that we might need, or anything of the sorts. It's just strange for them to contact us so many times or so many ways.
What do you mean that they've reached out to one of your party members? Outside of this little note, is that what you're talking about? And he holds up the note again.
No, sir. Outside of a camp that we made, I found a box that I suspected would have more fireworks in it, and Moonplanter pulls it out. But this appears to have a stolen engagement ring, and on the bottom it says, "To the Ringed One," written in Goblin.
And he
We've
looked.
also had.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say we've also had interactions with various goblins that have called her Ringed One by name, as if they know her, they revere her, they fear her.
And he looks mildly impressed, and he looks toward you, oh Ringed One, and just says, "Man, you must be really happy that there's something out there that hates themselves enough to love you."
I hate this guy so much.
God, that was mean. I'm sorry. Oh my God, he's such a dick.
Poor Daisy. Daisy brain got burned.
Somehow you feel like you might have taken fire damage, but you don't know where. And he
Get a burn heal.
he kind of rolls his eyes. Well, fine, go on your little field trip, I guess. And he kind of gives a little bit of a shrug. It's not like you were doing much anyway, I guess.
Very well, sir.
Shared cheers in agreement. We were quite useless.
As soon as we resolve the goblin issue, we'll get right back on the mission to find the stone.
God, I'm so sorry. That was so big.
It's okay. You said it in character. We know you didn't mean it in real
I
life.
know, but I feel like a dick.
Yeah.
Never
Okay.
apologize for being a dick. Otherwise, people will think you're a pussy.
All right.
Wow.
It's fair. That's fair. It's fair. That's Pingling's thing. He's gotta apologize for being a dick.
All right. So are we free to enter the city and stop pissing off our boss directly?
Yep, he doesn't stop you.
Directly, at least.
Oh, I'm sure we'll do something in the next 2 days that'll really piss him off. But let's find out.
All right.
How are we gonna
Oh,
find
wait.
these goblins now?
I don't know. How are you gonna find the goblins?
Chances are the goblins will find us, especially since now that we're here.
So, are there any places in the city that are less habitated? Maybe they might gravitate towards?
Well, no, if you recall, I rolled earlier and it was very thoroughly established that they would be coming directly into the city, so they'll probably be in the most densely populated area.
But it
We'll just let
probably
them
won't
in.
be towards the. No, they'll probably be gatekept, like they said. They keep the goblins out, so it seems like the goblins try this every year, but it seems like they try to get in probably through normal means or just not that clever means, and
While we're making
Yeah.
Amden upset, should we ask him where goblins are usually?
I feel like that's gonna be a dumb question.
Tangent
Yes.
Do you want
says
to
let's-
ask him?
Says let's try the clock tower that all the people go to for the fireworks.
Wait, how
Oh,
many
I didn't
days
know
is it till the festival? Because they're not gonna be here yet.
Sure, do
Or
you
we-
detect magic?
Yeah, I can detect magic.
Detect magic on this ring. Maybe it's magical.
Well, unless Meemly's really ripping off Lord of the Rings. But okay.
Is that how Lord of the Rings works?
Well, it is
Yeah,
a
it was-
magic ring.
It was an engagement ring.
I
Don't
actually
you know?
Yeah, Sauron said, "Here, I want you to have these rings of power so we can be married." And live
he
happily."
put it on his own.
Yeah.
He put it on his own finger and said, "Yes, I do." Like,
It's
Well, when you love
Sauron's
yourself.
evil polycule.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Spells. Where's my detect magic? Here
So
it is.
Dayspring will also take a look at the
Does it need to be
potentially
blind?
probably not magic ring
Well, detect
No,
with her detect.
detect
Wait,
ma-
it's not a. It's just a spell, so I don't.
yeah, detect magic. You detect magic, and the answer is yes. I guess sorry. What I was meaning to say is the answer is either yes or no. Like is what detect magic is. It's not a roll.
Wait, so is there? I thought there was more details you get from it.
Well, yeah. So look at the description here. You can there's like a 2-round effect where you can see if there is magic auras, you can detect how many, and then what the school is for the third based on a roll. So it's kind of a rolled thing, but only like at the third round once you've like wanted to narrow down what the thing is. As you detect
Yeah.
magic over this ring, the answer would be no. You do not detect magic.
Okay, so I don't detect
Okay.
magic. Okay.
Mundane ring.
If it's a
Mon-
mundane ring, wait. I want to detect magic on the ring at one ring.
When people cast a
What?
spell and then they have the spell show up in the chat log, how are they doing that?
You just click on it. So if you click on the little thing where you do your skills and stuff, and you go over to spells, you just click the hand symbol or whatever, and it just puts it in there. So I can do detect poison, and it shows up, or light, and it shows up too.
Oh, so that means I can actually add in the rest of my spell list using the add button for first level. I think.
I don't know what you mean.
It only has 2 of them from import for some reason. But I
Oh.
wrote it down in my
Oh yeah, you can add them.
Also, yeah.
yeah. I just saw Jeff's thing. That makes me really happy.
With CP Express also. I don't know what that is.
He's been in call a couple times. He's pretty cool.
Yes, TP Express, a very unfortunate name that has gotten him in trouble a few times.
Pretty fun.
All right, so we're heading to the clock tower, she says.
So there is a number of things here. It's not a clock tower, though you have been here before, and so I won't make you roll in knowledge to know what it is. It's called the Origin, and that's the central tower from within Bleakburn. That was, it's kind of like it's the biggest building there. It's effectively like the World Trade Center of Bleakburn.
Man, for being the Origin, they sure didn't really build the town around it, huh?
Well, you are free to give me a knowledge history if you'd like to know more about it.
Are you gonna do it? Or?
I don't have history.
Oh, well, just say
I
that.
don't
then.
have it either.
I'm not a
Sharon
nerd.
studies good things like magic. Cher's not concerned with history of half pony race town.
All right,
Here,
but
I'll
we're
do
gonna
it
go to
untrained 'cause it's funny.
We're traveling to the Origin, yes?
Yes. Right.
All
Everyone agreed? Yes. Yes.
Let's travel to the Origin.
Okay.
Oh wait, Dayspring World History.
All right. You is this untrained?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that
Yeah.
historically, this is just kind of a this is the place where the ceremonies kick off in Bleakburn, but outside of that, you don't know much more. So do what you will with that information. You guys are headed toward the Origin.
Yes.
Yeah.
You, Moon Planter.
What's up?
Could you use create water to make a broth?
I could boil some water. Can you create water?
Yes.
I mean, we're in town. They'd probably be upset if we started a fire.
Oh, that's
I mean, it's like
that's a shame because that's usually how I express my faith for my god, the Sun King.
by boiling water.
No, by creating fire.
Oh, I thought you were gonna worship the Sun King through creating broth,
No.
which would make sense.
Well, I'm sure the Sun King wouldn't complain.
What kind of broth is his favorite?
Chicken broth.
Chicken broth. All right, very common, but tasty enough, I suppose. We'll work on that once we're outside of town. I'll buy us a chicken and I'll cut out the fat and liquefy it in the bottom of the pot, and then you can mix water with it. It'll be tasty.
Excess gold. Should I buy some vegetables?
I suppose we could on the way out. Some dry peppers as well if you want to give the food a little bit more kick.
I was thinking some garlic and onions.
Garlic and onions will be good. Green peppers for like a mild spice, or some habanero peppers to like really zing it up and make your roof of your mouth burn.
You'll find carrots here as well.
Is this a cooking anime? Why are we always eating?
Oh, okay, sorry, we kind of went off topic there.
Interrupting.
This is the conversation we had on the way to the origin.
Yeah. This is the origin conversation as you walk up to the grand tower,
Origins of conversation.
looking up into the big spire before you. You notice that there are a couple look like specific people with uniforms, kind of going in and going out. One of them kind of standing guard by the door.
Is this
Can we
a...
go up in the tower to see more of the place around us? Maybe spot something?
There's somebody guarding the door.
Well, I'm sure they'll let us in if we ask.
Well, are you asking?
Sure. I'll go up to the guard and go and say, is the tower open for visitors now?
You got proper clearance?
Who gives clearance?
And he points in the direction of the textile. Him, the goose one.
Oh.
Oh, we're actually in Dr. Amden's employ for timeless glory.
And you say the thing, and he looks over at you and he looks at your little Bannermanes marks as you make your salute. He doesn't seem to have one himself, but kind of like looks at it. Your badge isn't the same color as the one he said to allow up.
What color did he say?
Kind of scratches his head. Oi, you! He points to one of the random workers, who is definitely not as big and burly as he is. He comes up. Ah, yes, sir. What's the color of your badge? And he flashes his badge in there, and kind of glimmering a little bit. It's kind of a yellow and black striped. It's more of like this. In real life, the comparison would be this is effectively a contractor to the Bannermanes to help them do something. Yeah. And
Probably,
they kind of flashed out a little bit. Only them.
probably fireworks or
Oh.
something, right?
Well, he is carrying a small box of something. And he seems to,
Smile and get real close to him, and I point at my face that has been burned by fireworks.
Is there any other tall... I see another tall structure nearby. Can we go there and look around?
Hold on. Moonplanter gets up into the guard's face. Now listen here. We have very specific instructions from Dr. Amden Goose to investigate a possible revolution that will be taking place. And this structure is very integral to the revolutionaries' plans. So you need to let us go in there and investigate, or else you'll have Dr. Amden to deal with, and I can't be responsible for what he does to you.
I shake him my head while he says that.
you say these things
Pulling
and,
my
and roll your intimidation check. And he kind of blinks a little bit.
That couldn't be diplomacy. I mean, it could if it was phrased.
That was definitely not diplomacy.
Yeah, that was
And
I've been shaking my asses at guards this entire time with no effect, so diplomacy doesn't work. It's time to intimidate.
and he blinks kind of slowly. And shakes his head. He won't be about people like you. And he kind of gives you a little bit of a jab in the chest. Blunk. Called him dumb. You think I'm dumb, don't you, dummy? And he kind of pokes you again. Well, you can buck right off, you. And he kind of stands his ground before I get nasty. And the little one that's kind of next to him just kind of like looks up. You wouldn't like him when he's nasty.
I don't like him now. When's the last time you brushed your teeth? I bet you just gargled with salt water this morning, didn't you?
Can I stop my
And
companion?
he squinted. As a matter of fact, I did not. And he squints.
Well, it didn't have any good effect on your breath. I suppose we don't have to worry about the revolution starting here. Your breath is sure to chase everything off.
Oh, I can't tell if that was a joke or not, but it didn't sound very kind.
How long has that piece of corn been stuck in the roof of your mouth? You need to stop growling at people.
He growls
You're
anyway.
mean.
He- the little one who is just kind of like now caught up in the middle of this starts to kind of do that like side slink away, like ooh, doo, 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 trying to go into the door. And the big one, the guard, kind of puts his hoof in front of it. No, no, you gotta be here to help me in case this one gets rowdy. And the small one that doesn't look like he could fight at all just kind of says, you won't you?
Me? No, of course not. I don't want to get his stink all over my mane.
Well, see, I don't need to be here then. Can I go in? And he says, do you have the badge? And he looks up. I just showed you. Do you have the badge? And he flashes his badge. Alright, you're allowed in. And he opens the door for him.
Wait, Sharon says, wait! Sharon is with him? He has the badge for both of us. Sharon is allowed in.
And he squints at you. Where's your badge?
He has my badge.
And he looks at himself. I do? And then he looks to you. And
Yes.
he blinks. Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
Which way? Where's diplomacy? That's.
Out of
The
out of
orange
character,
sellers
Oh
around
wait, I
there.
made a macro for it.
out of character, if this
Charming.
doesn't work, I think we can easily acquire these badges for ourselves.
I was gonna use paint.
Out of character. I think we should maybe try that roll again.
Which role?
I did mine.
That knowledge local.
You rolled your diplomacy and say your lines. And this littler guy is kind of like looking like he is super nervous in this situation because now he has on one hoof a very, very pretty Russian looking pony, blinking his eyes and looking also, you know, yes,
Asymmetrically blinking too.
yeah, asymmetrical blinking. And then on the other hoof, he has this thing that can just crush him, like right next to him. And what does he decide? Yes, well, when a male is confronted with life or death and a very cute female, he kind of just gulps and says, yeah, I have a badge for us. Look, it's this one right here. And he points to his own badge again. Alright. You're allowed in, the one with the fuzzy hat.
Yes.
This is shit.
Alright,
Power of vagina
Cher,
once again.
you have fun in there. We'll go.
Cher will do absolutely nothing but bask in the fact that she is where you cannot be.
Well, while you're basking, why don't you take a look around and see if there's any kind of unnecessary explosives or tunnels dug through this thing.
I'll tell you this, whatever's in there is confidential. You won't be sharing information, will you? And he points to you, Cher.
Alright. Don't tell
Of
us,
course
just
not.
look.
I did never give these ponies, as they like to call themselves, a thing.
I am not a pony, thank you, and I'll thank you not to insult me.
Or the breakfast cereal mascot. I don't know.
Shut up, Lemonade. Breakfast cereal mascot. Paste.
All right. What time of day is it?
Right now it would be about the afternoon. I would say like real life time comparison, 3-4 o'clock.
All right. Well, we can go buy some vegetables while Cher is doing her busybody work inside, where we're not allowed to be.
Yes.
I still want to try this other tall structure nearby. Tangent says,
Yes.
looking at this tall, like, 4-story building near the tower.
The other tall structure, as you're looking at it, is a rather large clock tower.
Oh,
Which
that's the clock tower.
Yeah, so let's
Oh, wait,
go
so
up
there's a
there and look around.
Is there anybody
Before
with
we look
pamphlets
in there,
going around saying
uh,
"Save the clock tower, save the clock tower"? It was built back in 1955, and then it was struck by lightning, and it hasn't worked since.
Okay, Back to the Future. One thing at a time here, though. Cher had gone in, yes?
Uh-huh.
Yes. You walk into the structure, and its base is very wide and winding upwards. I'm not sure if you've ever played World of Warcraft, but all of the bases around Stormwind that kind of have that winding staircase all the way up toward the top. This is kind of what that is. You can stand in the middle, look all the way up, and see where the staircases like swirl up to, with different landings on, roughly what would be different levels of this spired, like kind of stacked tower. Inside, there seems to be a number of other people who seem to be placing things around, generally doing a little bit of work, and you can definitely pick up the scent of gunpowder in this specific clock tower here. Or, sorry, not clock tower, tower itself here. And once the door had closed, the small one kind of looks to him. You better not get me in trouble.
Sheriff makes no promises.
And he blinks and looks a little nervous. Oh, just don't touch anything, okay?
Sheriff can also not promise this.
You have to.
Sheriff will try not to indulge herself and touch everything.
He looks now very worried, as if he had just gotten manipulated somehow by Pretty Eyes. Not again.
Okay.
What are you doing in here, Cher?
Well, there seems to probably be a bunch of fireworks and stuff all in here. There were other people stacking the boxes, right?
Yes, there are other people stacking in the boxes. Some of them are moving them around, and more notably, as you see some of the people unpacking boxes, what you see are very eccentric-looking fireworks that they seem to be setting up.
Ah, yes. Cher walks up to one of them and asks, "Are the fireworks going to be set off from inside of here?"
Are you from Bleakburn?
Not originally, but I do get around here.
Fair. Well, if this is your first ceremony, you'll be glad to know that yes, you are correct. And he smiles, and he kind of looks upwards. We are just the fireworks team, though. The arrangements will not be set up for a couple days, but these will be going off at the top of the tower. And he kind of points upwards, one by one, during the ceremony.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know. I don't see anything that relates to any goblin shenanigans. Oh, I asked him, have you noticed any increase in your travels of goblin activity in around this area?
I am just worker, and he points to his badge a little bit, and looks up. I do not trade in the fireworks. I simply take the fireworks that they give me, probably from the docks, probably from, and he kind of points down in the direction of the market. It's a market. And yes, that is what I do. I have no knowings of the goblins outside of them being annoyed at the fireworks.
Annoyed at the fireworks? They do not enjoy them?
And he kind of gives a shrug. They cause problems during the ceremony every year.
Why? Is there a heightened increase in goblin activity during the ceremony, opposed to other times?
That would be a question for the guard. And he kind of gives a shrug. I am not from Bleakburn. I am from. He kind of thinks a little bit. How you ponies say Erelon? I come by boat. Yes, big boat. Biggest boat.
It is the best boat, the biggest.
I don't know, guys. Should I investigate further? I
I
don't
mean, you
think
could
there's
do a
anything in
casual
here.
perception to see if there's any goblin infiltration.
Yeah, okay. I'll do a perception roll to see if I notice anything. Can I take 10 on this while they do other stuff? What did
Taking 10 would imply that you're just taking your time to look around, plus your perception
Yeah.
modifier. Taking 20 implies that you are like continually failing as you look around really closely. Until you roll a
So
20
it's
pretty
like-
much. Like
Okay.
The answer
I
is
guess I
you
could
can
do.
take a 10.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take a 10.
Alright, you take a 10 plus your perception modifier and start looking around. Are you just looking around the base? Where are you looking around? You climbing up the tower?
Yeah, I'm looking all around the tower, just looking for anything that looks like it would be out of the ordinary for just standard fireworks.
You start
Any-
looking around the tower. Outside of the fact that your hat itself in such a flammable environment is out of the ordinary, probably not up to working in work safety code. There is only one small thing that you notice that's kind of out of place, I guess, which would be you find what seems to be kind of tucked away in a corner behind a couple boxes, a very small little. It's a smaller curved blade that looks like it'd be wielded by something small, like like a short hose or something like that. Holes are kind of carved in it, and the handle itself seems to be kind of poorly wrapped. It's just kind of tucked away as if nobody had like noticed it there.
Let's see. There could be a. What would I use for that? It couldn't be appraise, knowledge. I don't think I have the knowledge for this. Maybe I could do. It could be used for goblins. Used by goblins, maybe. So I'll roll. Can I roll perception again?
Yeah, go for it. Are you looking more intently at the sword?
No, I'll just take a casual glance.
Taking a little bit more of a casual glance over to it, looking it up and down, it does at least seem a little familiar. The wrappings itself are definitely the same kind of wrappings and little blades that the gobos you've encountered before did have.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take that as there might be some shenanigans afoot, but I can't find anything conclusive. So I'll go ahead and exit the tower, but on my way out, I knock over a box of fireworks, and I say it was the small one's fault.
You knock over a box of small fireworks, which scatter. Point to him, and he looks suddenly. What? Oh, it wasn't me. And they all give him that glare, giving you enough time to distract yourself as you slip back out of the room. Now, notably, not knowing where your friends had gone because they kind of slipped away to the clock tower.
Of course they did.
Back at the clock tower. While this is all going on, what are you guys doing at the clock tower?
Just gonna see if there's a way to scale the clock tower to look around a little more.
Scale the clock tower.
Well, not like on the outside, from the inside.
Okay, that's an important distinction. You don't scale a mountain from the inside. Like.
Wait a minute.
I do.
Agent says, I'm being dumb. Moonplanter, why don't you fly up there and just look around and tell me if you can see any goblins?
Moonplanter looks around from the ground. How crowded is it right now?
It's not very crowded. I mean, the ceremonies themselves haven't started yet. You do see a couple stands around, namely some fruit stands. You see one that's labeled bondage, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're so proud of that. Yeah, the bondage store, the pet kind of gear store.
Oh, that kind of bondage. Gotcha.
But she doesn't know it's like that kind of bondage. She just likes
okay.
for pets.
Yeah, I remember listening in to that on a previous stream. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Moonplanter will fly in a circle, gradually gaining altitude as he makes his way up to the top of the clock tower.
You make your way toward the top of the clock tower. Give me a D100. Very nice. And as you start spinning more and more and more, I need a perception check, because you're checking just to see if there's anything up at the tower, right?
Yeah.
Go for it. All right. As you start spinning up and up and up, you don't notice anything in any of like the little windows, probably for maintenance and things like that, to get into like looking into the tower or anything like that. In fact, this tower itself seems to be mostly like not in it, like, you know, abandoned, but definitely not too many people are in here or really seem to care too much about the clock tower in itself in its current state. I mean, it is next to a much bigger tower that is probably a lot more impressive. However, as you start spinning up toward the top, toward where that little tiny, like the actual top of the clock is, that little housing thing, you know how roofs will have that little circular spot in the front, that vent for the attic?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get up to that spot and stop yourself in your flight just before you run yourself into what seems to be a very, very thin line of some kind of clearer rope, almost, or just something that seems to be tethered in the direction of the larger tower.
A clear rope, you say?
It's a clear line or something, and you're free to investigate it.
Yeah, I'm definitely investigating this.
That sounds like a rope a goblin is trying and probably failing to use to climb up something.
Now, is this like a spider silk kind of clear, or is it a very thin string that most people wouldn't see?
It's spider silk sort of clear. The actual construction of this seems to be be thick enough to bear weight, though probably not very much of it, and seems to be in a type of material that is as inconspicuous as you could probably make it in its current state. And investigating further, you find that there is a clear line between that circular part of the top of the roof of the clock tower, all the way to about the third floor of the, or I guess the third, yeah, about like the third story of the origin, the big tower.
All right, so not at the very top portion right here, but like the second one down?
Yeah, it's like not too high, like 3 stories up, is roughly where like it does, and it's kind of in a downward way, as if the clock tower starts higher and it gradually slopes down to that third story.
Kind of like a zip line.
Possibly.
Oh. Yeah.
Is the roof of the clock tower low enough to the attic window to where I could hang from the roof?
What do you mean?
Like hovering would be difficult for me because I'm not a very good flyer, but if I could hang from the roof and look through the window, then I could stay there a lot easier.
You could certainly do that with a climb check.
Oh,
Is that a specific?
I think my climbing sucks more than my flying.
It's a little hard to grab onto the edge of that roof in particular, in the way that you're trying to grab onto it.
Either way, it's kind of a risk. I tell you what, I'm going to try to climb. If that fails, I will glide down to the bottom and share what I've found out.
I like this song.
Alright, so I attempt to grab hold of the roof.
You attempt to grab hold of that roof, and as you do, you find that I'm going to reveal this roll to you because it's really funny.
Oh.
It turns out that this is probably an older tower, an older clock tower, with older shingles that probably have not been reshingled in a while. And so while, yes, you have found yourself a good grip to start looking in, what doesn't have a good grip is the nails holding these shingles in. As you start scattering, they start slipping, and suddenly you're kind of falling.
Okay, I am going to open my wings to glide down safely to the ground.
And you catch yourself. Whoosh. And a shingle smacks on the ground and kind of shatters.
Okay, is the party there with me?
Yes,
Well,
there,
everyone except
All
for
except
Cher.
for Cher.
there's
Who
a,
is emitting a single note until you come back with no breaks.
screaming?
Why
Yeah.
is
Just,
she screaming?
It's a location.
Oh, hang on, Dayspring will see if she can detect the echolocation.
That Phil when I didn't take that racial trait from my bat.
You can echolocate the very obvious source of the sound, as much did everybody else in the square who was also looking at Cher.
Cher, we're over here.
Cher walks towards them while still emitting the sound.
You still just.
Moonplanter covers his ears. Yes, we hear you. We're here.
I stop
Okay.
for now.
Wait, Cher, where did you go?
And Moonplanter is going through his bags and lets out a disappointed sigh. I do not have a grappling hook. Okay, well, I did find out something interesting. At the very top of the clock tower, there's...
That's your other character that has it, if that's what
Can
you're
I
thinking
use my
about.
tree feather token?
Hold on. Pooga was saying something here.
Moonplanter takes a deep breath and goes, as I was saying, at the top of the clock tower, there is a very thin, transparent piece of rope. Kind of looks like spider silk, but it's strong enough to where it could hold some weight. It's connecting the top of this clock tower to the spire over there. And I tried to look inside the dark window that it was coming out of, but I lost my grip and nearly fell, but thankfully I caught myself. But it's definitely worth going up and taking a look at.
Oh,
Cher laughs at
there's
the
probably
fact
a
that
normal
only a
entrance.
person falls.
Entrances. And how high would you say that it is?
30 feet.
30 feet? Oh, can I use my tree feather token?
To do what?
I'm going to put it beside the clock tower so we can, like, get up to that height fairly easily. Well, if you're like me, that you can climb a tree.
What's a tree feather token do? Refresh me.
It makes an oak tree.
What?
Just suddenly tree.
Gotta make a tree that pushes
Suddenly,
In the
Suddenly,
middle of this
free.
cobble square.
well,
Tree
mean,
powers,
because-
activate!
she could plant it there.
Here's,
And, the
here's
grass
the
area.
tree feather token. I think you can do it once a day. It doesn't actually say once a day, but I thought it was like once a day.
Dayspring looks and sees there's a door at the clock tower.
Yes, you brandish your tree feather token and suggest your method, as Dayspring also mentions a door. Either are viable options to try.
Oh, okay.
Cher votes for the tree.
I think we're.
Alright, I guess we'll do the tree.
The tree it is?
The tree
Tree.
might snap that line though, so I'm gonna put it a little bit to the side so it's like
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
There's perfectly good grass where the tree could probably thrive over here.
I
a
wait, I
magic
think
tree.
no, the tree goes back to being a token when I'm done.
Does it take root and destroy cobblestone and foundations?
Would you like to
Yes.
find out?
I don't know.
Would you like
Yeah,
to
maybe
find
I'll
out?
put it- well, let's put it in the grass just to be safe.
That's a great idea.
You could. Oh, I mean, I could just use my magic knowledge, my massive amount of magic knowledge to tell you, but I won't.
But I won't.
But I
All right.
right.
Yeah, let's use the token. Let's climb a tree.
Alright, you set down your how do you use your feather token? Describe it to me.
I mean, it's not gonna squish my hand if I use it, is it?
I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah.
How are you using your token?
I put it down on the ground and activate it.
You point to it and say,
Step it up.
activate, tree. And the tree activates. As from the ground, a very large oak starts to whoosh up from the ground. Little, almost ethereal roots taking place as they kind of sprout into the ground, though you don't really see the actual earth itself shifting. Seems like that's probably not part of the item's effect as it grows larger and larger, high enough to be able to climb, as you now have a tree. And a couple
Moonplanter-
of children who are like looking over, and one of them, like their little cone, their little treat kind of falls off the cone it was on. They're just kind of watching. Like that was one of them. You just hear from the other side say, "That was awesome."
Movie reference.
Can I make? Oh, is it climb or acrobatics for climbing?
Are you?
If you want to backflip
um,
branch to branch, that would be acrobatics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, climbing
My
things
cl-
typically climb.
Yeah, well, my climbing sucks, but I'm gonna make it anyway.
Alright. You start trying to climb the tree. And as you start climbing the tree, once again, I will reveal funny rolls because they are really funny. And
Oh my god! Zero.
A
You were -5. Oh my
wow.
god.
She breaks her back.
you grab the first branch, you're very confident, go to start reaching for the second, and then the branch breaks, and you just fall down.
Yep.
Yep.
Does she get the wind knocked out of her?
Not quite. It
Nice
was the
break.
first branch. Like,
I don't know. I
Can
thought
I-
I'm
I
just gonna try the door.
Can I try? Yeah, okay, you guys try the door.
then Dayspring tries the door.
I'm
and-
gonna, you know what, I'm just gonna take 10.
You start taking your time as
Opening the door, or
taking your time
No.
to climb.
What
And
I'm gonna do is I'm trying to find the, like, if there's any other silk ropes coming
What-
out of this thing that I can spot.
what makes it pretty fairly hard to climb this tree is more the fact that it is an oak, so a lot of the actual climbable branches are a little higher up on the actual tree, which is why your first branch kind of snapped because it was just one of the supplementary ones, and now you're trying to just use your claws to climb this tree, getting up about 5 feet before just down the side of the tree.
All right.
You'll be
Well,
able to
here's
climb straight up the trunk of it.
Yes, but
Taking a
you're
10 is a 5.
yeah, but you're taking 10 as a 5, which is not enough still.
Oh.
There's still DCs to things. Taking a 10 doesn't imply that you succeed.
Oh.
all right.
Well, that sucks.
How is
Can
the
I
door
go-
responding?
Should I just deactivate my tree?
You're welcome to keep
if
trying.
you're giving up, I guess. Cher just laughs at this display of cat inadequacies.
Dayspring, you find yourself going up the clock tower with very with ease. This seems to be more of a historical site itself. A lot of the interiors seem to have been preserved, and it's just like on generally for public display. This is kind of like the really boring public library that you'd have in a very small rural town that nobody ever visits. Hence why it seems to be kind of empty. And you get to like the second floor, look out the window, and just see Tangent trying and failing to climb this tree.
Shut up.
Dayspring waves.
A Dayspring waves from the floors above in the clock tower.
Tangent waves back and then probably falls out of the tree the way this is going.
Moonplanter really loves trees, so he's gonna give the tree a chance. He's gonna take a piece of rope and he's going to fly circles up to the top of the tree where it's level with the clock tower,
Huh?
and he's gonna tie 150-foot end to a strong branch, and then he's going to tie the other end to his foreleg, and he's going to fly to that same window that he saw that clear string hanging out of.
Uh-huh.
And if he should fail, he can just swing back to the tree, no problem.
Or your leg gets dislocated as your full body weight comes right on hanging.
There's like only a 16.43 continuing % chance of that taking place. I'll be fine.
Yeah, give me a roll. So about that chance.
Here we go.
Oh,
Alright. Once again, so I have the details right. Describe to me what you tried to do again.
Okay, so I tied one end of the rope to a strong branch on the tree that's level with the top of the tower that has the clear rope hanging from it. I tied the other end of the rope to my leg, my foreleg, so that way if I fail my fly check, I can just swing back to the tree, no problem.
Alright, and you're just trying to observe this this top circular vent?
What I want to do is use my dark vision to look inside and see if there's anything in it.
And so this fly skill was to hover, yes?
Yes.
Gotcha. And you do so. You start fluttering, flying, though it's definitely a little hard to stay level with that kind of thing. And you try to get a peek in, though the vent itself does seem to be closed as you slowly start to lose altitude until the rope starts to tug because you've just lost enough altitude that it's like starting to tug you back to the tree. Tug.
All right. Well, Moonplanter will fly back to the branch, untie the rope, and then suggest to Tangent that we should probably use the stairs like a normal pony. It was a good idea, but we just don't have the talent to climb a tree.
I'm so ashamed that I can't deactivate this tree. I'm heartbroken.
It's a beautiful tree. Like
Right,
I've
Plus
seen,
side is, it'll
forever
be there
now.
forever.
Yeah.
I have seen lots of trees, and this is by far one of the most magnificent trees I've ever seen. You did a good thing today.
The tree is winning
Because
bigly.
it's gonna cost me another 200 gold if I want to do this in the future.
Wait, yeah, you wasted 200 gold and you got a 0. He got a 0.
No. I know, don't remind me. Let's play
It's the friends that we made along the way that's important, guys. You'll be happy to note that as you cry about not being able to climb this tree properly, looking up, you do notice there are a couple of children who are a few stories above you actually climbing the tree now on the other side.
Oh,
I hate
God.
my life.
You know what? Those are not my kids, so their parents can deal with that.
And the
So
best part is that the tree is placed in such a way that you can touch the clock tower.
Well,
Bribe the kids to.
has Dayspring arrived at the vent floor yet?
Dayspring, you are now at the top floor of the clock tower, kind of looking around, seeing if there's a way up even higher, and eventually has found a possible little access way to get into the upper, like, you know, maintenance part of the actual tower itself, like where probably maintenance workers would go.
Nice. Is there like a ladder?
There is a small ladder, yes, up to a small hatched top door.
I shall proceed on this dangerous journey up the constructed ladder.
You start traveling up the constructed ladder, wiggling the lock. It does take a little bit of a jerk to get it to open, but you do hear the telltale sounds of a, it kind of, you know, the bolt squeaking as it opens. Dust kind of falling down as the top is kind of thuds open now to a very dark opening above you, as giving you access to climb in if you'd like.
Oh boy. Shall enter.
You enter. As you enter, do you have dark vision?
I think I have dim, not dark.
Just low light.
Yeah, low light, I think.
It is very dark in here. That is your description.
It's very
Okay,
dark.
well,
Great.
before I do this, I'm going to see if I smell any gunpowder. That's perception.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I follow Dayspring up?
You can start going into the door. Yes. I take it as
Okay.
you go back into the bottom door.
Moonplanter and Tangent are traveling together to the top.
Yeah. Dayspring, taking a whiff around. Your answer is yes. You do smell gunpowder up in this top attic.
Okay, Dayspring does not light a torch.
Good call.
Light a torch.
She instead lights her torch.
What?
Okay. You cast
Get
light
it?
on a torch?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Moonplanter and I just blanked on the name. Tangent. You start heading up until you are met with the ladder that leads up to that dark pit that you very faintly in the kind of into that darkness, just on the edge, you see what looks to be a familiar floating ring, slightly glowing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, and
Well,
also
there-
a light.
And also a light. Wait, you actually lit a thing?
Yeah, I light.
They use.
Oh, okay, yeah. So rather than the glowing ring, and it's not dark, then is the very bright that comes from the thing. Now that you can see things, Dayspring Kemper, what you notice around is kind of a lot more of a messy sight. torn little banners and things like that kind of align the walls, having some sort of strange little goblin face on them and things like that. Just kind of like torn, like they've effectively taken little flags or banners and fabrics from around probably the area, and fashioned them into their own little, I guess, like club flag into here. Little blades are kind of aligned on against the walls, as if this might be a stockpile, and like little, what you might assume, pilfered boxes of definitely fireworks that you smelled seem to be just on like a different corner. Tied into the room, you do notice there is a bit of a peg that had been hammered in, that kind of anchors the other end of that rope into the top little circular part that goes out of that vent. Sort of just like keeping that in place and pulled taut as you start looking around. That's about this time that Moonplanter and Tangent kind of arrive on scene below.
Find anything?
I found goblins. Well,
here?
not goblins.
Oh, okay.
I found
good.
their stuff. Also, do any of the markings around happen to match the marking on the runestone?
The markings around which runestone?
The one I have that I picked up off of a goblin.
Yes. There is, yes.
Can I find any writing?
You
appears to be fat knee work.
You look around the place as you climb up to get a look around, and no, you do not see any writing.
All right, Moonplanter takes a look around. Are there any goblins in here? Because I can't imagine they would leave this unguarded.
You do not see any goblins in here.
Do we hear
They might
any?
have a tunnel.
Well, they have. Wait, this rope that's going across there, is it made out of spider silk, or does it have invisibility cast on it?
I think we have to do a magic check. We could do a magic check.
Yeah, detect magic on the entire room, actually, but especially the rope, please.
All right.
I'll take a look.
You want to do it?
Cher also takes a look, because it's just a cantrip anyway.
Yeah, okay.
And that way we can help each other.
That's detect poison, that's message, magic missile, cause fear. Okay.
Who's rolling what?
Detect magic.
Yeah, me and Cher are detecting magic.
You both detect magic, and your answer is no. There is no magic in those.
No,
There's
it's
no
normal.
magic in this old silk hat.
And ropes also, or silk things also normal.
It does look to be a more clearer style of rope, as if probably, yes, it is made of something like spider silk to better conceal itself in the bright light of the day.
Interesting.
Yes.
Spider silk is like steel proportionally.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to confiscate all of these explosives. We could probably just turn this over to the city guard and have them clear it out. But we need to get to the top of that spire where this rope leads, because the goblins might be hiding inside the tower right now.
Wait, is it like explosives or just the gunpowder for fireworks?
Well, Cher was in that tower. Cher, what do you find?
Would say, shouldn't you tell that horrible goose?
Dr. Amden, sure, but we would have to find him. I don't know where he is right now.
Probably in his office, like all bureaucrats.
Okay, well, the
I think this is
Moonplanter
far
looks over.
too below his pay grade.
Moonplanter looks toward the window that was closed. Can it be opened from the inside?
Yes, and you can there's a little turnstile effectively that kind of opens and shuts it. Shut.
Can I squeeze through it?
Maybe if you were smaller, yes.
Squeeze through the grated window?
No, I mean, like, it would be grated, but it should be able to open up to where you could, like, fit through the hole.
The actual vent itself does have a turnstile that opens up the grates, though you will come to find that as you get closer to it, looking into the actual grating that turns, it does seem to be unfastened from the place that it is, so the grating itself can actually be removed, leaving just the hole.
I will
That
remove.
explains how they got in, I guess, kinda. Are we in like the center of town? What are the guards doing? They just allow the goblins to sneak in and set up shop?
Well, we still haven't checked like the lower floor if there's like a tunnel or access hatch they might have added or something.
Still, this is like literally the center of town. No one's checking the towers. These are the worst guards ever.
Well,
Yeah,
you'd
but
be
this one's the
surprised
shitty tower.
when people live inside massive cities like this, they tend not to look up. They either look straight ahead or down at their feet because they don't want to make eye contact with anyone.
Or at their phone. It's always on. You're always on that. damn
Always
phone.
on that damn phone.
All right. Looking to where the silk rope leads across, does it lead to a window or an open balcony, perhaps?
It does.
Moon Planter is going to fly over there to it, and he's going to use the silk rope as a guide just in case he falls. He can grab a hold of it. And
Now
catch
you're trying to
himself.
are you trying to squeeze through
Are
the
you
window?
gonna- Are you gonna wrap it around your neck this time instead of your arm?
No.
Which
If it's
body
a
are you gonna
if
use?
it's a small hole, I should be able to squeeze through it. Or is this something that a small creature would have to squeeze through?
This is something a small creature would have to squeeze through.
Okay, fine. We
All
will
all
have-
of the little boxes of fireworks are big enough to have been put through this hole.
Well, what do y'all
Almost as if
think?
they're bringing them into here.
Should we start picking up boxes and taking them down to the floor to turn over to the guard?
What do the boxes look like? Or is it just like vials of gunpowder and
Are you going through the boxes?
rockets? Or... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you start going through the boxes, and the first couple that you start going through are more of those little fireworks that your friend Night Poutine had smoked earlier. Mainly little poppers and things like that. Though you do find a box kind of like with some little bit bigger ones that might like kind of go boom in the air. And one of the boxes themselves wasn't even fireworks as you start kind of going through it. And kind of as you pick it up out of the box, you do find what seems to be several old really those big kind of fishing hooks. Though it seems that there had been something added to the actual loop, maybe as a handhold, as kind of an addition.
Tiny grappling hooks. All right. Well, we definitely need to notify the guard, and if we notify them, Dr. Andon will find out quickly soon thereafter. So let's just work on getting all of these explosives out of the top.
Or we could bring them straight to Dr. Anvil, set them off in his office to demonstrate that we get stuff done. We found.
We could also try and figure out how the goblins are getting into this tower.
It's
Assuming it's not straight through the front door.
Dude, that's
Dude.
Vembart's suggestion.
What do you say?
Dude,
Yeah, he said, do you have to ask what he says? He says the same thing.
Okay,
dude.
never mind.
Like,
Thank
he said, dude.
All right, let's check the bottom of this area because they may have dug a tunnel through it.
Surprised he hasn't like
This
lit all the
area.
fireworks or something.
let's spell for that.
Does someone have a lock to where they could lock this door?
No. Do you just carry locks around with you?
Wait,
Moon
There's
Planter
this
reach-
cool spell called Arcane Lock.
can I cast toolkit? Is a lock a tool?
I mean,
What?
is a lock a tool?
That's why I'm
Ca-
asking.
I
Because
think
I have a
Kinda?
what are they called, cantrips? I have an Orison, which is like a cleric cantrip, which I can make a small.
I've had a lot of toolboxes, but I've never had like.
wait, no,
a
it'll
lock
only
in
last
them.
as long as I'm concentrating on it though, and then it'll vanish.
I mean,
can a piton be used as an iron spike?
Would you like to try?
A piton? What's a piton?
A piton is
It'll only last for while I'm here though. When we walk away, it'll.
actually,
No, we're talking about
specifically for.
a
Yeah.
piton is a piece of metal that you would like nail into rock as you're rock climbing.
Oh,
Put a loop. It's got a loop on one end, so you can like tie rope to it in case you fail your fly check and fall.
I'll post an
Yeah.
example. I'll post an example in TTRPG voice.
I know what he's talking about, but
Yeah.
If we, you know what? I think that could work as an iron spike because it literally says iron spike in the description.
yeah, it would just be like it could block the door, but like all you'd have to do is take it out, unless you're gonna block it from the inside, and then how are we gonna get out?
Well, I
Okay,
guess
I
he
think-
could fly out.
I think we're fidget spinning. Let's just do this. Let's immediately go downstairs, see if there's a way for them to sneak in through the ground, and notify the guards as quickly as possible. In fact, we could do both at the
Okay.
same.
Okay.
Or we could gather up all the fireworks ourselves, like Cher suggested, and take them to Dr. Anda and be like, see, we didn't waste our time. Look what we did.
Wait,
I was gonna say we wasted our time anyway.
did we like clearly indicate that these were goblin like
Yeah,
hideouts?
they have their insignia in the room.
Yeah.
I guess
there's
that's
like a
true.
flag with a goblin writing on it, isn't there?
I kind of feel like Meanly's just gonna say like those insignias were old, and this is just like people storing fireworks. I
Well,
feel
it's
like
also
that's
messier,
what they
so
do.
Can we gather all of the fireworks and the banners up? Can we gather up all the dangerous stuff in this room and carry it down with us?
You have a bag
think
of
we
holding,
need to do
though,
that.
Probably.
My bag of holding
have
is
a bag of
full to the brim. I do.
I think
There's no
we
issue
should
with that.
focus on
I have
finding
one
where the
too.
goblins are rather than worrying about the fireworks
Dude.
specifically.
Their fireworks
had-
probably aren't too dangerous. We could probably leave them here and just
What-
direct
Yeah.
the guards.
What is it, dude?
Agreement
Oh,
Okay.
dude, an agreement of leaving
Oh,
them
positive
here?
too.
Or...
of what the ringlet one said.
Yeah,
Yep.
focusing on the goblins themselves. Yeah.
All right, let's go downstairs then.
Downstairs we go.
You start going down to the first floor. Getting to the first floor, you do notice that there is a small it's one of those closed off things that you'd normally find that probably only employees should go in. You do see that there is a stair downstairs.
Oh, we have clearance. We work for the guy.
Yeah. Let's proceed.
We help ourselves downstairs. Is it dark?
You proceed forward and do find that yes, in a world of D&D, it is certainly dark.
Fortunately,
low
my
light
torch
vision
is still
make out
bright.
anything? Oh
Uh,
wait, no, I have an ion torch.
Well, bright torch is still active as Dayspring kind of puts it into the area and it lights up the area. Immediately, yeah, you do see that there is the area down here is exceptionally dusty. Lots of little boxes and big boxes and storage materials kind of aligning in neat rows, probably for some of the upkeep of the actual tower itself. Though it is a little bit
Better
of a
watch out
maze.
for red vampires.
Are there any goblin prints in the dust?
You start looking around. Give me a perception check.
Can do.
I don't know.
This
You've been
is-
failing everything. I don't know if I trust your stuff.
For perception checks, I'm actually decent at. We'll see.
Assist.
You both start looking into it. Also, that would be blind Dayspring if you wanted to contribute in with perception.
Oh, I was like assisting, but yeah. I
Oh
guess,
yeah, okay, yeah.
blind to-
Assisting is fine. And with your collective lookings and things like that, in Planter, you're able to pick up that there does seem to be little tiny unhorseshoed hoof prints scattered about on the dust, kind of weaving through these boxes somewhere toward the back.
Moonplanter will hold up a hoof and its light so everyone can see it. And then he looks to the party and puts his hoof to his mouth to indicate shh. But he doesn't make any noise. And then he
Dude,
points. His ears lay flat as he cringes. Dude. And then he makes the zip motion across his mouth and a very angry look on his face, and then he forcefully points down to the floor to show everybody the unshoed hoof prints. All right. Do they look like they're heading back in a direction, or are they just so scattered it's hard to tell?
They look like they're weaving through the boxes toward the back of the room.
All right. Moonplanter will point to his eyes and then do a 360 to Let's see. Try to indicate that everyone should watch in every direction because we could get ambushed down here. And he pulls out his sap and prepares his armor and shield just to indicate that he's getting ready for combat.
It looks like you're dancing, so I'm gonna start
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah, Shadow looks at you in confusion, asking, why are you dancing? Because that does not communicate anything. Why don't you just use your words?
And with a defeated sigh, he will say, I believe the goblins are in this room. I believe we're about to get ambushed. Maybe we should be silent instead of letting them know that we're aware that we're about to get ambushed.
Shadow could cast magic missile before even entering the room.
On what?
Where are you aiming?
On the door.
At the dark.
You can't target
What?
objects with magic missile.
Yeah, I target
Are
darkness.
Are you attacking the dark?
darkness.
Well, if
He attacks the darkness.
no. If one of you stand in front of the door and then duck at last moment, then
That's
it can.
not how magic missile works. You cannot duck magic missile.
You can make. You can.
No.
Melee, can you make a shitty
No.
version? Of
You
magic
you
missile?
you legitimately cannot miss with magic missile. There is no attack roll. If it hits, the answer is yes. Like, so if you're aiming at somebody, no matter how fast they are, no matter how quick they dodge, that magic missile will hit that person.
I
That's
don't.
the advantage of it. You point and it hits.
Someone stand in front of the door.
I'm not even in the door. I'm in the room looking at these tracks and trying to.
Am I
point
in
it.
the room with these people?
From what my understanding is, Dayspring and Moonplanter are in the room looking at tracks and generally being productive members of the Bannerman Society. The rest of you guys are arguing outside whether or not you can hit somebody with magic missile if they dodge fast enough. Outside of the room, just like within the door, watching this go down. While Moonplanter desperately tries to tell you to be quiet.
I guess
I'm
since
gonna roll
Moonplanter
for-
is concerned, I will put shield on.
I'm gonna roll perception to see if there are any goblins laughing hysterically at us.
You roll perception and look further into the room. Or are you going to the back of the room? What are you doing?
Listening.
You listening.
Because
You
if
listen.
I were to ambush somebody, I would wait for them to get pissed at each other and start arguing. That would be an opportune moment.
And you listen very, very hard for anything that might be moving, aside from the obvious arguing and things going on behind you. And you do hear what sound like scratching within the deeper part of this room, way in the back. Very quiet scratching. So something's moving back there.
And Moonplanter will point in that general direction that he hears the scratching.
Might as well proceed, yeah?
We should cast magic missile on it.
Follows.
Alright, so yeah. Moonplanter will take point.
You start going to the back of the room, and as you guys start nearing, the sight that has met to you is this. You turn the corner around a set of boxes to what seems to be a hole in the wall, a very large one, kind of toward the ground, as if the wood on the side, the supporting wall, had been broken away, and a hole is just dug into the side of the ground. Underneath, like in the direction of the tower itself. The scratching seems to be coming from there, as starting to poke its way out seems to be the little green snoot of something, as it starts seemingly not noticing you quite yet until it squints at the very bright light, hissing as it looks up and saying something in a language that you can't understand.
Wow.
Moonplanter will
Nice impression.
What?
I said, wow, nice impression.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. It's like Smeagol, you know, going through withdrawal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moonplanter will boop the snoot.
You boop his snoot. And he starts like, this little gobbo starts like waggling his hooves, seemingly reaching for something in his belt that he's a little too stuck right now to try to get to, but you can see he definitely does have a little one of those curved blades at his side, and he's just like wiggling in the hole trying to get to it.
Is there a box that we can grab and push directly in front of the hole?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Moonplanter grabs a box and he's like, Dayspring, push.
Oh, okay. Dayspring pushes the box in front of the hole.
And then suddenly it's muffled.
I'm still not sure if I'm in the room or not.
You
Yeah,
can walk into the room.
Yeah, you're free to walk into the room.
Okay, I walk into the room.
You are now in a room as Dayspring and Moonplanter have pushed this box toward the back of the room in front of something, and the little distress noises of something could be heard.
Okay. Well,
You know-
they know we're here. We found the hole. We found the fireworks, and we basically found the source of the revolution. Let's notify the guards immediately, because now they all know we're here.
Oh, and here I was ready to toast some
Alternatively,
goblins.
go even deeper.
Your friend behind you looks disappointed at the misfortune of not being able to toast goblins.
I mean, goblin toasting can happen, but we should, let the city guard know, and so Dr. Andon can find out.
What?
It's their job anyway.
What?
A duding happens.
Yeah, we should have Duke tell them. He's
Yeah,
not
let's
Yeah.
have Duke go tell them.
Have Duke go tell them.
Dude, what is it, Lassie? He's stuck in the well? Dude! Take me.
Let's have Duke tell them, and then we'll go down the hole.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one goblin. We could kill him like instantly, and then just continue.
Probably don't even have
down
to
the
kill
hole.
him. Probably just gotta spook him.
How big was the hole? Is it big enough for a medium-sized creature to fit through nicely?
Oh god, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That thing was squeezing itself. That's the whole reason why I couldn't get to his weapon.
Oh. Well,
Let's
could we
keep
fit
the
it all,
hole-
or...
I mean, if you were small sized, you could squeeze through it, yes.
Oh. Oh.
I don't think any of you guys are small sized or have
No.
reduced person, do you?
I tell you what, dude, raise the alarm. Just go outside, play your trumpet really loud, and get the guards in here, please.
I don't. I think they're just gonna arrest them for disturbing the peace.
I will go and tell the guard. This
Considering
fire
all
guard.
the
Thank
shenanigans,
you.
I didn't manage to piss him off, so I'll go to the origin. I don't know what I'm calling this fire. The
Yeah.
origin tower and tell that guard. And I'm gonna
Sure.
tell him to tell all his guard friends.
He crosses his
great idea.
hooves once more. What, you think I'm stupid again, do you? I'm not gonna fall for that. I'm staying right here. He points down.
Alright, where's the other nearest guard?
And he looks around, and as he's kind of looking around, he kind of settles upon what seems to be a guard over next to the fruit stand in bondage.
On there.
You go there, and there is a guard between them. He's just kind of standing guard a little bit.
And I go, hey, you, guard.
Hey,
We've
you, citizen.
discovered- We've discovered that there are some goblins in that clock tower, which a lot of people probably don't go through. And if you go there right now, you're gonna find a goblin in a small hole and fireworks they've been accumulating and probably making a mess of other things.
His eyes kind of shoot up a little bit. Oh. They get earlier and earlier every year. And
Yeah, so it's in that clock tower right there, the one in front of the brand new oak tree. You're
Oh,
now-
I'm aware of the clock tower. And then he kind of gives you a little bit of a pat. And then
Shit.
yeah, and he strides over. He starts going like past you. Come along, and he's give me a sense motive check.
Wait, for me?
yeah, from you.
Oh,
It seems like this is pretty common occurrences. That we wasted a lot of time because Meemly's red herrings.
What do you mean by red herrings? He's striding forward with his chest out. He seems to be being somewhat
Flirtatious.
not flirtatious, no. But he is definitely being a little showy. As he guides the very cute Sun
Do you
Catalan.
have any friends you can tell? Because I feel like you're like the only one I've told, and you're not really taking me seriously.
I can handle it. And he kind of does like a little wave.
How long will it take me to get to Professor Amden from here?
You're gonna really go. It's kind of. I think me. It seems like, this is a pretty common occurrence that we didn't find anything special.
What?
Oh,
What? What do you mean? You guys found something. To answer your question, it's 20 minutes, by the way.
20 minutes. They'll have this all cleared up in 20 minutes, I bet. And I'll
20
have-
minutes there and 20
Could
minutes
I
back.
just grab a box of
Yeah.
fireworks to show? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have to bring a mangled goblin corpse and dump it on his desk.
Well, you are a cat.
You're free to do whatever. Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Malemonis! No! No! That's something I would expect Amden to say. That's funny as fuck. Oh fuck. You're free to. It's up to you. Whatever that you'd want to bring Amden, if you did, it would just take you about 20 minutes to get there.
Okay. To get one of those
Dayspring's gonna push the
insignias
box back
and
away.
Hold on,
and
hold
a
on.
box of fireworks.
What are you bringing?
One of those insignias, the spider silk, and a box of fireworks.
Alright, you grab those things and start heading to the textile, yes?
Yeah, and I'm gonna take Cher with me because she was in the room.
Wait, why am I going with you?
Because I've asked you to.
Cher levitates and slowly rotates. That's your response to that.
Now, the good thing about slowly levitating and rotating is that you have no inertia, so she's just tugging you along. Congratulations, you're going with me.
No! Opposite of what I wanted.
I heard non-compliance, ergo, your vote does not count.
So
No.
wait, you're dragging Cher off to go find Dr. Amden?
Yes, because if I go by myself, I feel like I'm not gonna be making much of an impression.
Okay.
Cher, are you agreeing to this though? Like, actually.
Fine, I'll go.
Okay, okay.
I need someone who can make a convincing argument.
I don't believe I will sway Dr. Random anymore.
You're just going to say that you found goblin crap. That's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. What can go wrong in that time?
Well, we can miss literally everything, I guess. I don't know.
Something important to do.
Well,
Do we
really,
have our guard with us?
yes, the guard does come in as you trade spaces with Tangent and Cher. As the guard kind of ducks in, you do see a guard, and he just kind of like looks in. Hello? Heard there were some problems?
Hello.
Yes, there's a goblin hole over here, and there is a ton of fireworks and a silk rope that's very difficult to see at the top floor that's connecting to the spire at
Stole
the
the rope,
curtain.
actually.
And as well as a lot of paraphernalia talking about revolution written in goblin.
And he kind of gives a small laugh. Goblins can't write. And he steps in and he starts to walk over to you guys, looking at your boxed solution. So, they've been coming in here this year.
Yes, Dan, I think you should take it a bit more seriously. They may not all be intelligent, but they're being led by an intelligent goblin.
It doesn't look like it. And from behind the box, just after he says this, you hear a... And he kind of raises an eyebrow. It's fine. The problem is getting him out of here. And he looks back. Personally, I set them free. Not everybody would though. He kind of gives a little bit of a shrug. I think they're cute.
Well, don't you think you should at least call more guards and have the fireworks confiscated from upstairs?
Oh,
It
most
seems as
certainly.
though they're going to use them as a weapon.
And he looks back. I'll go get more. They'll take care of the fireworks above. And he nods, having had a visual confirmation of this phenomenon as he goes to grab more guards. Still inclined to do his job, as cocky as he is. Agab, Agab, all guards are bastards.
Once he's left, Daystrom would probably say that we could probably actually use this goblin to figure out where the camp is, even if he's not very smart.
Do you guys speak Goblin?
No, but we can draw a camp and make him point that way.
That'd be really
You're
good.
gonna draw a complete map and expect a low-level, unintelligent goblin to figure out how to pinpoint where his camp is and then show you.
You know what, Cher? You're not there, so your input is not needed.
Yeah. Your negativity is not welcome.
Very half-baked plan.
It would have. You know, I guess it would have been kind of helpful today, huh, to have a player who spoke Goblin today.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, we do have the Suncast still.
fair. Well,
Speak common.
You have comprehend language. Well, you can understand them, but we can't go back.
yeah.
Alright, well, Dayspring, they do seem to have some kind of affinity toward you. At least one of them does. Maybe if they see you, they'll calm down a bit.
I think comprehend languages only works on written language, actually.
It works on you listening to it too.
Oh, okay.
Ah, jeez, it's 4th level for
I
clearance.
gasp. I
No,
kicked the
dude.
box.
You what?
It says you can't speak it, though. You can only comprehend.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick the box to reveal the goblin. I
Alright.
kicked the goblin.
You what?
You kick the
The
goblin.
goblin.
You kick the like.
I pick.
What?
Where's my is to pick him up?
He's behind a box.
No,
You
I
pick up the
the
goblin?
box.
You,
Oh,
you're,
he's trying to pick him up? What?
Pick
Alright.
and kick sound very similar.
Paolo, type out what you mean. Your mic keeps cutting out the very crucial moments at the beginning of your sentence that we need to know what your verbiage is.
We need to know what that verb is.
Yeah.
I kick the box and pick the goblin.
Okay.
Up.
I
You
tell you
gotta-
what, if we're going to move the box, it seems like only one goblin at a time can come through here. You kick. Okay.
Box and kick the goblin.
Kick the box.
We can move
and
the box.
kick the gob.
We can move the box, and Moonplancher will have his sap ready. So if the goblin causes trouble, he can just smash it over the back of the head.
All right. You kick the box. There's a loud coming from behind the box before you start to move it. And then I believe Knight Poutine's little Kieran cloven hooves reach forward to go try to pull him from the hole. Yeah, give me a grapple check.
Find it.
CMB.
Yeah, try to find it.
So attacks.
You go to try to grab him, and he slinks back into the hole.
Dayspring boops the goblin.
And his eyes, like your face, I take it like fills the hole as you like reach in to go boop him.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Right.
His face suddenly pulsates, and his eyes go wide.
while he's distracted and happy, I grab him again.
While he's distracted.
Yeah,
all right, go for it.
try it. Look.
Oh yeah. And as he's distracted, you do manage to grab a hoof as he like blinks, suddenly realizing that he's been distracted. And starts like kicking, but you're pulling him from the hole. Kick. And he's like looking to you, oh ringed one, beseechingly.
Hello.
Eagle going through withdrawal.
Dude,
That's
set
fair.
him down. He's freaking out.
Don't worry. I mean, dude,
Dude,
I just look at him. I gonna look at the ringed one. I gonna blink and I gonna drag the goblin outside.
What are you doing?
Poor goblin.
He's
Goblin
like
can find a
he's
route.
like struggling as you start to drag him from the room. Though you're gonna have to give me a couple grapple checks to keep him held because he's still struggling and trying to reach for the little blade that's on his side.
So, how close are we to Amden?
You're about 10 minutes in the walk,
Okay.
and it's a very peaceful walk, mind you. There's no goblins that are screaming their heads off at you. It's pretty nice. The second grapple check, as he's out of the hole and now does not have negatives and things like that, certainly does not meet the mark as he eventually kind of rips free, and you see him kind of start to brandish a little sword, and he's looking towards you, the ringed one, like it's you and me back to back, sort of like look.
Poutine does get a +5 modifier to maintain
Wait.
grapple.
What?
Poutine gets a +5 modifier to maintain the grapple. And he's already grappled, which means his CMD takes a -2.
This is fair. Let me double check that. What his CMD is.
Mine's CMB.
So he gets a -2, and Poutine gets a +5, right?
Correct.
Barely makes it. Never mind, he's still held.
Okay.
Still looking at the ringed one though, very beseechingly.
I want to drag him out the way to bondage.
What? Are you gonna fuck the goblin? This is gonna take a really weird turn.
Poutine, wait, just set him
Poutine,
down.
please, just
I drag him.
no, set him down. we don't
Dragging
need.
the goblin through
We don't
town.
need to drag a goblin through the city.
I keep dragging him. I think this is.
Um,
Alright, Moon Planter will body block you and just stop you mid tracks and be like, no, let's try to resolve this peacefully. Put him down, please.
Dude.
Are you trying to get something to like fucking stop him from like being
we
able
have
to move?
rope already if you really want to tie him up, but
Dude,
Probably
dude,
just-
she nods. She nods.
Okay, look, I'll get some rope. Just calm down.
okay, set him down.
Dayspring, can you calm him down, reassure him, or something?
How are you doing such things?
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to him.
Make the ring swing on you
boop.
like a hula hoop.
Give him another boop. Kind of brush his mane a bit.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Do goblins have manes?
Gobos do.
Well, these aren't goblins; they're gobos. Is that a thing?
Yeah. It's just like the
Okay.
pony version of a goblin.
Okay.
You do such things. You boop him. You comb back his their very, very ruffled mane as he flinches initially, like he looks almost fearful by this hoof as he boops, and then his red eyes kind of cross a little bit. And he calms and he calms.
And while he is calm, Moon Planter takes out his one small set of manacles, and he will manacle the gobbo.
And he looks up to you like almost like, is he in trouble, oh ringed one? Giving you big gobbo eyes.
Moonspring reassuringly tries to communicate. No, he is not in trouble.
How are you doing this?
He slices it across her neck.
You
He
could
goes
give me.
in-
You could certainly give
No.
me a linguistics check might be necessary in this instance.
Yeah.
You do your best to signal no in some ways, and he looks down and he still looks like he's like itching to go grab his little blade again. And it's around this time as you start placing him under the little arrest that he is, that what was I gonna say? Cher and Tangent get to the textile, going into the door to the bustling activity of there.
Knock, knock. Dr. Amden. We found evidence.
Did I say who's there?
No, you're in there.
Yep. Did I say that you were invited?
Open the door.
You what?
Just open the door.
You open the door, and as you do, he is hunched over, looking at something and reading some text in his lap, in that room with the many chairs. And he kind of does not look up from his book as he hears the door open. Well, I am 99% sure that you aren't a vampire now. Thank you very much for barging in ever so uninvitedly.
Well,
Sharon is
I'm
still floating,
going to show
rotating.
off the goblin insignia, box of fireworks, and Slider sucker up and say, "You'll never guess what we found in the clock tower."
And he looks up and he sees this banner in this box that he has, and his eyes go all big and all smiley, and he just says, "Aw, honey, do you want to put that up on the door frame? Oh, I'll be so proud of you."
Sharon continues to float and rotate, blinking asymmetrically with their tongue out.
Why did I come here? I thought you'd take this seriously.
Oh, honey, I am, and it's a great drawing. And he stands up and he goes over to you and he puts like a very consoling, like big webbed claw over you, and he just kind of like pulls you in, you know, very, very buddy, and then releases you for a second. Now you tell me, where do you want it hung?
I didn't make this. The goblins did.
Aw, that's not a nice thing to call your friends. And he like shakes his head. Mm-mm.
Can I just turn around and go back to the clock tower?
You're welcome to.
That was a really nice use of 40 minutes.
I like how you brought along Cher, because you're like, Cher will be a voice for me. Cher just laughs the whole time. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just saying this is how he's acting when you bring him the banner and the fireworks.
Here we thought that would be taken seriously.
There's other stuff you could mention.
Like, what?
Hey, you can't. You're not here. No.
You're not here. Your input doesn't matter, Moonplanter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't help them just as much as Cher can't hurt us.
Alright, well, it's another 20 minutes to walk back.
Are you giving up?
I don't know sure what else I can mention here that he's gonna take seriously.
I mean, that's up to you. This is my adventure.
Like, there's a hole of goblins coming into the clock tower, and you don't do anything about it. Couldn't you at least post some additional guards?
And he gives you a very, very consoling pat on the head. Pat, pat, pat. You know, for such a brilliant drawing, I'll do it just for you, okay? And he smiles. How many guards do you want there, honey?
Be necessary to handle a goblin uprising.
I don't know. Probably enough to count on your hands. Can you count?
You're an asshole.
And he shakes his head. That's not good language that one should be using. Now tell me, how many guards do you want there, honey?
She's giving you a chance. Say more than you think, but less than you hope.
Oh no.
She give up.
Give it, yes.
Sarah says 27.
And he looks very impressed up to Cher. Oh wow, I didn't know they helped you count that high.
It's taken years of practice, but I finally reached it.
And he looks down back to Tangent.
Tangent.
Well, do you hear that? Your friend suggested 2 and 7. Now, that might be a little bit much for you. Let's consider maybe 2 plus 7. What is that, honey?
21.
20.
21.
Come on, I know you can do it.
It's 9.
Okay, we'll give you 9 guards out there. You happy?
Yes.
Good, get out of my office. And he slams the door.
He exercises all his frustrations. Bully meme leader strikes again.
Oh god.
I never watch whatever that meme is, so I'm struggling to figure out the sandwich meme.
Wait, what? The sandwich meme? Wait, are we talking about Subway?
Yeah, it was this parody that they did for like, what is it, like Kitchen Nightmares or whatever, or Hell's Kitchen, and he just he puts 2 pieces of bread in between, like, like on her ears, and he just says, "What are you?" And she's like crying, and she just says, "An idiot sandwich."
Sandwich.
All right. Now that you guys have attained your 9 potential guards to be stationed out there, are you guys doing anything else in the textile?
Is there anything else to do?
I don't know. You guys came out here.
You can buy some marshmallow peeps and bring them back for everyone else.
Yeah, I'll buy some snacks on the way back.
Wait, you mean in the meantime of our friends standing next guard to what you believe is a very serious goblin threat, you're going to stop for snacks?
She needs a pick-me-up after that. Don't judge her.
I know my input isn't necessary because I'm not there, but stopping a goblin invasion and revolution is hard work. We're gonna get hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be some popcorn vendors by now, right?
Yes. You make your way back, and there probably is 1 or 2 different popcorn vendors, or mango salesmen, things like that. So you pick up your you pick up yourself a snack.
I pick up a big bag of popcorn because I'm gonna share it with the party.
Yeah. You get yourself a bag of popcorn from some salesman who looks like he gave it to you for free because you looked super down on yourself and he pitied you. And you come into the sight of the clock tower. Just inside, as you go into the door and see an arrested Gobbo.
I have an idea, mainly.
Yeah?
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna go to Bondage while my friends hold the goblin down.
Oh yeah?
Okay.
No.
I wanna buy a leash.
I have a leash.
You're not there.
Yeah, but I will be.
Cher is there because I just arrived and Cher's with me.
Well, no, this is happening.
Kind
while
of.
you guys are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Well, Dude has knowledge that I have a leash.
I
See?
wanna buy a leash.
Alright.
Maybe Dude wants his own wish.
Yeah. Don't judge Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you go to Bondage, and the very drab-looking lady behind the counter asynchronously blinks at you very, very slowly with a very, very blank face. Welcome to Bondage.
Do I see
Roll
a
the
leash?
fucker.
What?
Do
I
see
told
a
him to
leash?
roll the fucker.
Pella?
Is there any leash I can see?
We have lots of leashes, and she gestures over to the little stack of different like leatherwork leashes and things like she has for pets and such, pets and animals and things.
I pointed to one about a goblin size and dude.
She blinks and brings it up. That'll be 2 gold.
I give 2 gold, I pick it up and go running back to the goblin.
She blinks again slowly. Have a good day.
I put the leash on the goblin.
You come back into the thing as the plastated goblin, Gobbo, looks to be finally a little bit more calm in the situation, being in such of a great presence as the Ringed One. And the other two who had gone to the textile, you guys arrive just as it looks like Night Poutine is going to be putting a collar around this little gobbo, who looks like he's probably not wanting that and trying to pull his head away.
I don't think we need to put a collar on the goblin.
Don't worry. Also, he has manacles, so he can't resist.
I'm glad the Night Poutine's talking now.
No, I explaining. I'm not talking. I'm just doing it. I just try to put a leash
Yourself
on
a new
him.
pet, I see.
I mean, he's still able to resist. He's just rolling away, like it's like rolling, moving, squirming. You can still move your body. He's definitely not making it any easier to put it on him.
Does the leash come with the collar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Then I hold the goblin still.
I put the collar on
Why?
the goblin, and then I give the handle to
You
the
defeat him,
ringed.
then
Hold
you
on,
get
hold
to-
on, hold on. One thing at a time here. We got somebody trying to hold a squirming goblin that I'm gonna need a CMB check for first.
How do I CMB check?
It's in your attacks. I believe
Oh,
it's.
I fixed it.
Since he is fully and completely restrained with the manacles, I do believe he's considered helpless.
Let me see here. Let me just make sure. Double checking here. Manacles. There we go. Nothing suggests that a manacles make you helpless. You are restrained if you are manacled, which is absolutely acceptable. But nothing says that you are helpless just because you are bound in loose chains. Like, you could still raise and lower both hooves to stop somebody from trying to hit you. Like, yeah, you're not helpless. However, as you try to do this, you certainly try, let me tell you. He wriggles away, wriggle, and he's like squirming, trying to roll behind the ringed one.
I rolled a 1.
Squirm, and he rolls behind the ringed one, looking out behind a front hoof as he points to them. He like taps your ring, tap, and then points to the ones that are trying to placate him. Bonk!
Okay, Dayspring will step in front of him and explain that we probably don't need a leash to guide the goblin.
I walk around Dayspring and put a collar on
Dayspring
him.
walks in front of you.
I jump.
Take the
I'd
collar,
like to see you
Dayspring.
try.
I jump over
Take it.
Dayspring.
How does that work?
I jump.
You jump very high, but unfortunately you do not have the double jump ability. You'd have to give me a roll if you want to try to jump over somebody like that.
End up tangled in him.
Yes, I do.
That does do, yes. You
Yay.
jump over Dayspring, and the gobbo being very small, zips under her legs to the other side now.
I
All right.
do.
And he sticks out his tongue.
Now he's just asking for it.
And he starts making like little mock duding noises.
I squint.
Alright, so party, where are we going from here?
What time is it anyway?
We don't have a lead.
I think that this is probably a good little time to end off. You guys kind of have your little prisoner that you can move to the next session, and got your wonderful 9 guards for such a brilliant color working. So I think that's probably a good place for us to end off for now. I think. So if you guys want to say bye, say bye, say bye.
Bye.
All right. Hope everybody had fun. Yep.